Hollywood prostitute Divine Brown has written a book describing in lurid detail exactly what she did with Hugh Grant. The book sells for $25, but for $35, she'll show you. At the White House this week, President Clinton officially came out against same-sex marriages. What's more, the president said he is not too crazy about opposite-sex marriages either. A new FBI study shows that for the first time, Americans are more likely to be killed by a stranger than a loved one or acquaintance. Their advice? Introduce yourself to as many people as possible. The American Academy of Pediatrics has released an updated list of unsafe baby products. Topping the list this year is the really, 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 really high chair. Well, Dr. Jack Kevorkian was responsible for another death this week, this time a 58-year-old woman. She is the 26th of Kevorkian's patients to die since 1990. When are people going to realize he is not a good doctor? Do not go to this man. The richest girl in the world, billionaire Athena Onassis, celebrated her 10th birthday this week. What's it like to be the richest girl in the world? Well, to give you some idea, at the party, they had 2 cakes. A new hangover-free vodka is on the market. Yeah, the ads claim that the 80-proof vodka is so pure, it's virtually headache-free. But before you run out and buy it, remember, it causes massive anal bleeding. Julia Roberts told reporters this week that her marriage to Lyle Lovett has been over for some time. The key moment, she said, came when she realized that she was Julia Roberts and that she was married to Lyle Lovett. The results are in for 1995, and once again, Microsoft CEO Bill Gates is the richest man in America. Gates says that he is grateful for his huge financial success, but it still makes him sad when he looks around and sees other people who have any money whatsoever. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, "Hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat." And in music news, #1 on the college charts this summer was Better Than Ezra. And at #2, Ezra. According to a controversial new biography, Elizabeth Taylor likes her lovemaking loud, rough, and frequent. Coincidentally, that's also how she likes to eat. Well, it's official. There you go. Michael Jordan is leaving baseball to return to basketball. It is unclear whether the media will now refer to him by his old basketball nickname, Air Jordan, or his more recent baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. In Walnut Creek, California, anyone who turns in his gun can get free therapy. And anyone who doesn't turn in his gun can get free anything. Well, earlier this week, actor Marlon Brando met with Jewish leaders to apologize for comments he made on Larry King Live. Among them that, quote, Hollywood is run by Jews. The Jewish leaders accepted the actor's apology and announced that Brando is now free to work again. At Virginia Commonwealth University, a professor is being sued following revelations that he spanked one of his students. It was the student's parents who first became suspicious when they asked, "What kind of marks are you getting?" And she replied, "Big red ones on my ass." So... Yippee! Jerry Rubin died last week. Oh, I'm sorry. That should read, Yippee Jerry Rubin died last week. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. My mistake completely. Just, I didn't read it right. Former First Lady Nancy Reagan reports that her husband has been relaxing at their ranch, riding horses and chopping wood. Sadly, eyewitnesses report that he was actually riding wood and chopping horses. It was revealed this week that mass murderer Richard Speck, while serving a life term in prison, was videotaped with hormone-induced breasts, snorting cocaine, and having sex with a man. The film was apparently made with prison video equipment and a $300,000 grant from the National Endowment for the Arts. Dr. James Watts, a neurosurgeon who performed the first frontal lobotomy, died this week in Washington. If you recall, a lobotomy involves drilling holes in the skull and then inserting and rotating a knife to destroy brain cells. What a genius. He'll be missed. World have ordered their ride, the Extra Terror Estrial, to be shut down until it can be made scarier. When the attraction reopens in 2 weeks, it will be exactly the same, but missing 6 bolts. Last week, during his latest trial on charges of assisted suicide, Dr. Jack Kevorkian startled a Michigan courtroom when he stood up and shouted, "This is a lynching." Everyone turned to look, and sure enough, he'd just lynched some old guy. Garry Kasparov tied Deep Blue, the IBM supercomputer that can examine 200 million positions per second, in the 4th game of their 6-game series. Earlier in the week, Kasparov admitted he made a catastrophic blunder in Game 2 when he failed to force a draw by moving rook to E8. With all due respect to Mr. Kasparov, what the hell were you thinking? A French man who calls himself the Snake Man was arrested this week after climbing up the side of a Manhattan high-rise. Yep, he climbed right up the side of a high-rise, just like a snake. In North Dakota this week, a hunter narrowly escaped death when a pocket knife in his breast pocket deflected a bullet shot by another hunter. Man, you know we have too many weapons in this country when people are getting shot in the knife. And that's it. See you next week, folks.
I'll put it in sports terms why you got fired. You were fucking with O.J. too much. That's exactly why you were fired, man.
Well, I don't know.
That's his buddy.
Yeah, it's his buddy.
Yeah, well, that's why you got canned.
O.J.'s a good guy. I mean, he's not... Potential jurors for the O.J. Simpson case were asked to fill out a 75-page jury questionnaire this week. In the entire state of California, only one person got a perfect score. Chow Ming Wu, who, after the trial, plans to attend Caltech. By the way, you can now purchase a bronze statue of the Juice for only $3,395. And for an even $5,000, you can buy one that Al Cowlings has kissed the ass of. O.J. Simpson's new fitness video was released this week, and hitting the shelves next week, Simpson's newest video, Dorf on Stocking. The crowd is torn. According to retailers, the most popular Halloween mask this year is O.J. Simpson. And the most popular Halloween greeting is, "I'll kill you and that guy who's bringing over your glasses," or treat. And the Pope came out with a book this week, which contains a series of essays examining faith and morality in today's secular world and the changing role of the Catholic Church as it approaches the 21st century. The book is entitled, God Himself Told Me That O.J. is Guilty. In other book news, Prince Charles released an autobiography in which he states that he never loved Princess Di and that his father pressured him to marry her. The book is entitled, Of Course O.J. Did It. I mean, come on. In his book, O.J. Simpson says that he would have taken a bullet or stood in front of a train for Nicole. Man, I'm going to tell you, that is some bad luck when the one guy who would have died for you kills you. That's probably... You don't get worse luck than that. And O.J. announced this week that he's coming out with a new book called I Want to Tell You. And if it's successful, O.J. will work on yet another book entitled From Football to Prison, My 25 Years of Showering with Other Men. And finally, in honor of the 50th anniversary of their first publication, Random House will be releasing special commemorative issues of many Dr. Seuss classics. The first to hit the bookshelves will be Green Eggs and Ham and O.J. is Guilty. Judge Ito was interviewed this week by a local TV station in Los Angeles. Asked by the interviewer if it was appropriate for a supposedly impartial judge to be on TV with his case still pending, Ito said, "Maybe not, but how appropriate is it to kill your ex-wife?" It was revealed today that O.J. Simpson told police that Nicole Brown Simpson used to beat him up. He also claimed that she and Ron Goldman killed him. O.J. Simpson's lawyers have decided to skip hearings on DNA evidence and go right to trial. Asked why they did this, the lawyers replied, "We want to get O.J. acquitted as speedily as possible so he can get back to doing what he does best, killing people." Well, let's get to O.J. O.J. Simpson's lawyers say they don't want the families of Nicole Brown and Ronald Goldman in the courtroom during the trial. They're afraid the presence of the family members will just remind O.J. of how much more killing he still has to do. Well, O.J. Simpson's lawyers stopped feuding this week, finally. The Dream Team, F. Lee Bailey and Robert Shapiro, were able to put aside their differences and express their admiration for each other after O.J. threatened to cut their heads off. According to the National Transportation Safety Board, sleepy truckers are responsible for 1,000 deaths a year. In second place, O.J. Simpson at 2 deaths a year. It was revealed this week that defense lawyer Johnny Cochran once abused his first wife. In his defense, Cochran said, "Hey, at least I didn't kill her like some people I know." Tomorrow, Judge Lance Ito will take O.J. and the jury on a tour of the now famous crime scene. For the jury, it will be their first look at the actual location. Of course, for O.J., it will be just a case of been there, done that. Judge Lance Ito was happy with the jurors' field trip to the crime scene last week. It went off without a hitch, said Ito. Not one murder. O.J.'s pal Al Cowlings now has a 1-900 number. For $2.99 a minute, Cowlings will tell callers that O.J. is innocent. And for $3.99 a minute, he'll try to do it without laughing. And this week, Simpson defense lawyers questioned witnesses about a half-melted container of ice cream found at the murder site. The Simpson defense has seized upon the ice cream for 2 reasons. 1, it may help fix the time of the murders, and 2, it was the only thing in the murder scene without any of O.J.'s blood on it. To illustrate the point that their client is running out of money to defend himself, O.J. Simpson's lawyer said this week that if he had to do it over again, after killing his victims, O.J. would now rob them as well. We went, was O.J. Simpson high on speed the night of the murders? Absolutely not, said defense attorney Johnny Cochran today. And a simple test of any of O.J.'s blood found at the crime scene will prove it. And O.J. pal Al Cowling said this week that in looking for the truth in the O.J. Simpson case, he sometimes talks to a picture of Nicole Brown Simpson, something that in the past would have gotten him killed by O.J. F. Lee Bailey said this week that if the defense only knew what Ron Goldman's last words were, they might be able to find the real killer. You know, if you ask me, Goldman's last words were probably, hey, you're O.J. Simpson. Oh no, O.J. has struck again. How about that? Not a good thing. And in court this week, Cato Kalin testified that O.J. Simpson did not appear angry before or after the period of his wife's murder. But Kalin admitted he could have been a touch edgy while he was actually murdering her. Might have been a... Hertz Rental Car Company announced this week that it will buy 520,000 vehicles, increasing its worldwide fleet 24%. In addition, they will try to find a new spokesman who won't kill his ex-wife. This week at the O.J. Simpson trial, the infamous bloody glove was finally introduced into evidence, and O.J. didn't help his case any by blurting out, "There it is, I've been looking all over for that thing." Testimony during the final week provided some spellbinding moments. In a brilliant move during closing arguments, Simpson attorney Johnny Cochran put on the knit cap prosecutors say O.J. wore the night he committed the murders. Although O.J. may have hurt his case when he suddenly blurted out, hey, easy with that. That's my lucky stabbing hat. And a new shocker in the O.J. Simpson trial. This afternoon, Judge Lance Ito dismissed yet another juror, a 45-year-old African-American male, for failing to tell the court that he had once worked for Hertz Rent-A-Car and that he had once held Nicole Brown Simpson's glasses while O.J. killed her. Dismissed Simpson juror Jeanette Harris revealed in interviews this week that the jury is torn by dissension and is already divided into two camps, those who think he is guilty and those who are really, really stupid. A bad week for the prosecution of the O.J. Simpson trial. Under intense cross-examination by defense lawyer Barry Scheck, LAPD crime expert Dennis Fung admitted that he may have contaminated the crime scene when he accidentally dropped a big bucket full of O.J.'s DNA. Our top story tonight, this week in the O.J. Simpson trial. After grisly photos of the murdered Nicole Brown Simpson were shown in court, O.J. turned his head away and wept. It was at that moment that he realized he would never be able to kill her again. Well, in a questionable move by the defense team this week, O.J. Simpson demonstrated how to stab two people at the same time. Remember 12 Angry Men, the classic courtroom drama? Well, the first film about the O.J. Simpson case is in the works. It's entitled 9 Angry Black People, 2 Scared Asians, and a White Guy Who Hasn't Spoken Since Rosa Lopez. Well, the trial of the century is over. Late yesterday, the fate of O.J. Simpson, the most famous murder suspect in United States history, was placed in the hands of the jurors. They must now decide whether to free him or get all their heads cut off.
Straight to frozen room, taken apart by you.
Thanks, I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. Two hours after the verdict, LA police had their first solid lead in the hunt for the real killers. A new witness has come forward who saw three men fleeing the crime scene the night of the murders. Police have released this sketch and would like to hear from anyone who has seen these three individuals. On Tuesday at 1:15, the moment the Simpson verdict was delivered, Court TV scored its highest ratings ever. An hour later, the channel went out of business. Well, that covers the main developments in the O.J. Simpson case this week, and after all, other important things are going on in the world. Now more O.J. Simpson. When Simpson trial juror Gina Rodborough returned home this week, her little girls were delighted to have her back. And no wonder. She lets them get away with murder. Our top story tonight. Following his shocking acquittal 2 weeks ago, O.J. Simpson vowed never to rest until the real killers of Nicole Brown Simpson are brought to justice. And the manhunt continues. After initially vowing never to rest until his wife's killers are brought to justice, O.J. Simpson this week changed his pledge slightly. He now vows to have sex with hot-looking models. Meanwhile, this week, O.J. took girlfriend Paula Barbieri to see the erotic murder mystery Jade. Other moviegoers took the couple's presence in stride, though they did become uncomfortable when O.J. repeatedly shouted out, "You call that a stabbing? Simpson had been discussing marriage with girlfriend Paula Barbieri, but reportedly she has called the wedding off. Her fear was that if they married, she would be brutally murdered, and then someone would try to pin it on O.J. The L.A. District Attorney's Office has given Marcia Clark and Christopher Darden bonuses of over $10,000 for, quote, lengthy hard time duty, unquote, in the O.J. Simpson case. A spokesman for the DA said that the prosecutor's bonuses would have been even higher, except for the fact that they let a killer go free. According to a report out this week, O.J. Simpson is still extremely angry that Robert Shapiro began writing a book while he was defending the football legend. However, Simpson is extremely pleased that he got away with killing his wife and that waiter. A down-and-out O.J. Simpson, depressed that all of his money-making ideas have failed, has decided to go back to doing what he does best, killing people. In a surprise move, O.J. Simpson has offered to give an interview to CNN with, quote, absolutely no ground rules. But interviewers Greta Van Susteren and Roger Cossack have asked for one. Don't kill us. In sworn testimony this week, Paula Barbieri admitted that she had broken up with O.J. Simpson the very night Nicole Brown Simpson was killed. Boy, that had to be a tough day for O.J., huh? First he gets dumped by his girlfriend, then Colombian hitmen kill his wife. Man, that's... You gotta... In an effort to raise money for his enormous legal bills, O.J. Simpson this week began marketing a video which attempts to prove his innocence. Should the tape not sell, Simpson has a backup idea, his very own video of the actual murders themselves. This week on NBC's Dateline, 3 members of the Simpson jury explained their not guilty votes and argued that if Simpson had killed his wife, there should have been blood stains all over his gate, front door, and light switches. Also this week, Simpson friend Al Cowlings released his video, How to Get Blood Stains Off Gates, Front Doors, and Light Switches. In his civil court deposition this week, O.J. Simpson denied under oath that he ever punched, kicked, or slapped his ex-wife, Nicole. Oh, great. As if O.J. isn't busy enough tracking down the real killers, now he's got to track down the real wife-beater, too. This guy is crazy. And in Brentwood, O.J. himself was spotted manning a lemonade stand with his daughter, Sydney. Asked by reporters why sales were so poor, O.J. replied, "Beats me," and then he went back to cutting lemons with a giant knife. A new development in the O.J. Simpson civil trial this week, according to sworn testimony, Nicole Brown Simpson had told her therapist that she was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson. Asked why he didn't report this earlier, the therapist said, "I was afraid of getting beaten by O.J. Simpson." I said getting beaten, and that may have hurt a little. According to a Senate Committee on Violence, Denise Brown has done more to bring attention to the cause of battered women than any other person. Well, almost any other person. Once again, O.J. gets the short shrift. In Los Angeles this week, Lyle and Eric Menendez were found guilty of first-degree murder. So, to review California law, it is killing your wife, legal. Killing your parents, illegal. A shocking new development in the O.J. Simpson case. Late this afternoon, a high-ranking official in the Los Angeles Police Department admitted to Geraldo Rivera that the police did conspire to frame O.J. Simpson for the murders of Nicole Brown and Ron Goldman. However, they called the conspiracy off when they got to the murder scene and found that O.J. really did do it. While in England, where he spoke at Oxford University, Simpson had defended actor Marlon Brando's criticism of Hollywood Jews. Later, from his island hideaway, Brando sent O.J. a telegram which read, "You're not helping." Arriving back in the U.S. after his week in London, O.J. Simpson was asked by a reporter why he hadn't spent Mother's Day with his children. A visibly annoyed Simpson replied, "Idiot, I didn't spend Mother's Day with my kids because I killed their mother." Well, more O.J. Simpson news. On Friday, the Juice officially endorsed Bill Clinton for president, adding, quote, "I'd like to help him any way I can." To which the president replied, "Well, there is one thing." In Los Angeles this week, the defense suffered a setback in the second O.J. trial when Simpson was ordered to turn over a secret videotape which lawyers say contains proof of his guilt. What's on the tape? The first O.J. trial. Finally this week, lawyers in the new O.J. Simpson trial actually found a prospective juror who claims to know nothing about O.J. Simpson, the murders, or the first trial, and who told the court, quote, "I don't even know when it started or ended." Unfortunately, the man had to be disqualified when it was learned that he had been a juror in the first O.J. trial. During a recent interview on 2020, longtime O.J. Simpson friend Robert Kardashian said he now believes Simpson may be guilty. Though he did add that had he believed O.J. was guilty at the time, he never would have agreed to hide his bloody clothes and knife. At his civil trial in Los Angeles this week, O.J. Simpson attorneys began their case with an attack on Nicole Brown Simpson's character. Outraged Brown family lawyers responded, quote, "Nicole is a victim. No matter what she did, she certainly did not cut her own throat." To which Simpson's attorneys replied, "On the contrary, that is precisely what we intend to prove." At the Simpson civil trial this week, O.J. and Fred Goldman got into an explosive shouting match. Mr. Goldman bellowed at O.J., "Don't give me that damn look," while O.J. shouted back, "I wasn't even looking at you. You're just mad because I killed your son." Against the Jets last week, Buffalo Bills running back Thurman Thomas broke O.J. Simpson's career rushing record, and the week before, he surpassed Simpson in career touchdowns. Next up for Thomas, an attempt to kill 3 people at once. O.J. Simpson was in a different courtroom this week, attempting to regain custody of his 2 children. In order to prove to the court how much he loves his kids, O.J. pointed out, quote, "Hey, they're still alive, aren't they?" This week in Los Angeles civil court, an FBI expert testified that shoe prints left by the killer exactly matched shoes belonging to O.J. Simpson. In response, O.J. stood up and exclaimed, "Wait a minute. Wait a doggone minute. I just figured it out. The real killer is me." According to researchers in Australia, koala bears have fingerprints so close to those of human beings that they could easily be mistaken by police at the scene of a crime. It should be noted, however, that the research was funded by O.J. Simpson. So, our top story tonight comes from the O.J. Simpson civil trial, where this week it was revealed that in his first interview with police, Simpson had refused to take a lie detector test. His reason? It detects lies. This week at the O.J. Simpson civil trial, the focus shifted from the defendant to the alleged character flaws of Nicole Brown Simpson. Attorney for O.J. hammered away at her lifestyle, citing sexual promiscuity, drug use, and the fact that she married a double murderer. Meanwhile, Simpson defense attorney Robert Baker argued that a dark spot in a crime scene photo was a, quote, mystery shoe print, suggesting that there were actually 2 killers. O.J. hopes this will support his theory that he did not act alone. In dramatic testimony this week at a civil trial, O.J. Simpson said he didn't commit suicide only because, quote, "My mother told me you don't go to heaven if you kill yourself." Oddly, his mother did say, quote, "It's okay to kill other people. In a unanimous verdict this week, a Santa Monica jury found O.J. Simpson liable for the wrongful deaths of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ronald Goldman, awarding the plaintiffs damages of $8.5 million. Reacting to the verdict, Simpson insisted that he has nowhere near that amount of money and that his only remaining asset is 30 pairs of Brune Mali shoes. The announcement of the verdict came toward the end of President Clinton's annual State of the Union address, and to many observers, completely overshadowed the event. Even the president was distracted during his speech, waiting to hear exactly how much it costs to kill your wife. Our top story tonight, this week at the civil trial of O.J. Simpson, the jury, which had earlier found him liable in the deaths of Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown Simpson, this week tacked on an additional $25 million in punitive damages. On hearing the news, Simpson declared, quote, "This is far from over." Asked to clarify that statement, O.J. said, quote, I'm going to kill more people. What do you think I meant? The first place in Weekend Update's Most Romantic Valentine contest goes to David Delafera of Kearney, New Jersey. Yesterday, Mr. Delafera, who works as a fireman here in the city, climbed the ladder of a fire truck up to the third-floor office window of his girlfriend, Alexandra. There, with a dozen roses and a wedding ring, he proposed to her in front of all her co-workers. Congratulations, David. And coming in last place for the third year in a row, O.J. Simpson. At a book signing in New York this week, Fred Goldman once again offered to forget the millions owed to him by O.J. Simpson if he would simply admit to the Brentwood murders. A visibly annoyed O.J. responded, "Why in the world would I do that when I have no intention of paying you anyway?" More bad news for O.J. This week, HarperCollins reached an agreement with the Brown family to publish his late wife's diary. Especially troublesome to Simpson is this final entry. "Dear Diary, I have to run now because O.J. is here to murder me." And also the guy who returned my glasses. I think he might murder him, too. Also this week, a California newspaper revealed that O.J. Simpson was awarded custody of his children mainly because a court-ordered psychological test showed that he is a loving father. It should be noted, however, that the same test also showed that he was a loving husband. According to O.J. Simpson's niece, Terry Baker, when O.J.'s mother, Eunice Simpson, first heard about the slaying of Nicole Brown, she exclaimed, "He did it." Reached for comment, O.J. said, "My mom was just guessing. I hadn't even told her yet." Meanwhile, O.J. himself may have some explaining to do. For months, he has denied hiding financial assets, including valuable sports mementos, from the Brown and Goldman families. But earlier today, Simpson pal A.C. Cowlings was stopped as he tried to leave the country. In the back seat of his Bronco, police found O.J.'s Heisman Trophy, disguised with a tiny fake beard. More bad news for O.J. Simpson. This week, a Los Angeles court ordered him to turn over his Heisman Trophy to the Goldman family. In addition, the same court may order Simpson to surrender a coffee mug inscribed, "World's Greatest Husband." More followed from the recent conviction of British au pair Louise Woodward on murder charges. This week, her attorney Barry Scheck lashed out at the legal system, saying, quote, "What kind of sick society do we live in where an innocent girl is sent to prison, while a double murderer like O.J. Simpson goes free?" Kind of a... In a statement with profound legal implications, the FBI announced this week that for the first time, its experts can now identify an individual with 100% accuracy through his DNA. And really, when you think about it, the timing could not have been better, said former football great O.J. Simpson. He was good on the gridiron. Oh, there's a phone call here. Here, I have a phone. Let me see now. Who would this be? Hello?
Hey, Norm, what's up? It's O.J.
O.J., hey! Hi, O.J. Hey, what have you been up to?
I just got back from the movie.
Oh, the movie. What'd you see?
Beautiful girls.
Oh, yeah. Who's in that again?
Oh, you know, Uma Thurman, Lauren Harley, Mira Sorvino, Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie O'Donnell's in Beautiful Girls?
I know, Norm. I was nonplussed myself.
Anyway there, Juice. Hey, how's it going with the, the manhunt there for the killers?
Oh, Norm, don't ask.
Not good, huh?
That is an understatement. I'm no closer to finding the real killers today than I was when I started. It's like they vanished into thin air.
Oh, well, give it time there, O.J. You know, it can't be that bad.
Oh, believe me, it is that bad. Sometimes I feel like I might as well shut down the whole investigation.
Oh, come on now. Hey, did anything ever come out of that lead you picked up there about the shadowy figure leaving the crime scene?
No, you're not going to believe it. It turns out that was me.
Well, so I guess that's a dead end, huh?
Yeah.
Well, hey, how about that guy that was seen running back to your house by limo driver Alan Parks?
Well, guess what? That turns out that was me also.
Oh. Well, what are you going to do, huh?
Nothing you can do. Sometimes you just have to laugh. Anyway, Norm, while I have you here, I was going to ask you a favor.
Oh, yeah, sure, Juice. What is it?
I produced a video dealing with some of the inconsistencies in the evidence, and I've been having trouble getting the 800 number out on the airwaves.
Really? I'll put it out.
Okay, that would be great. It's 1-800-555-0165.
Oh, okay. That's 1-800-555-0165?
Right. 1-800-555-0165.
Okay, 1-800-555-0165. Okay. Hey, what's the video cost there, O.J.? Was it like $100?
Oh, no, it's $29.95.
$29.95? Good Lord, that's nothing.
Yeah, well,
You're practically giving it away.
we're trying to price it so that the average person can afford to buy it.
Well, O.J., the question's not can the average person afford to buy it. The question is, can the average person afford not to buy it?
Well, we think it's a quality video.
Well, the price is certainly right. Hey, let me ask you a favor, O.J. Can I give out that number one more time?
Sure.
Okay, then. That's 1-800-555-0165.
Right. Okay, Norm, I'm going to let you go.
Okay, Juice. Hey, take care, buddy. O.J. Simpson, everybody. O.J. Simpson. O.J. the Juice. Well, in a sworn deposition this week, O.J. Simpson claimed that he never, ever beat, choked, or hit his ex-wife with a closed or open fist. Luckily for O.J., lawyers forgot to ask if he'd ever cut her head off.
Have you ever done anything in your long and storied career that you consider specifically to be in bad taste as you look back on it? Maybe at the time you thought it was a good play, but you look back on it and you think that was in bad taste.
Well, sometimes, like in stand-up, I'll do jokes that are, like one time I was doing this thing in San Francisco and they were all gay people in the audience, they told me. So I figured I'll
In
do
San Francisco?
Yeah.
No.
So I figured I'd do stuff about gay people so that they could relate to
Yeah,
it.
it's warm up. They love that.
And so I was talking about, because I went to this gay pride parade, and I saw in it there were these old men and old ladies like with these signs that said, "We are proud of our gay son," you know? And so I was saying, that's an odd thing to be proud of, you know, because it's not an achievement, you know? It's not like something you work all your life to be gay or anything like that. And I just wondered, I had a hard time believing that these 50, 60-year-old men are actually bragging, you know, at work like they're, "Hey, Bill, you know, my kid, oh my God, we're proud of him, Johnny. He graduated from Harvard, you know, first in his class, you know what I mean? Now he's articling over at a law firm, and, oh yeah, he loves cock." You know? This kid. He can't get enough cock in his mouth, his ass, his kid's always cock. I got a picture of the boy here sucking another man's cock. I want to show it to you. You're gonna be proud.
To watch the maturation of you as an artist, to realize it took you 9.5 minutes to get around to the sucking cock stuff.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here, you know, and I was asked to host the ESPYs this year. Yeah, hi, that's my name, Espen. When I was asked to host the ESPYs this year, folks, I said yes immediately for one reason and one reason only. This show has interns. I'll be having a little improper relations backstage a little later. But man, it's great to be here at the 6th annual ESPY Awards. Hard to believe, huh, that the ESPYs are 6 years old. Although Anthony Mason swears they're 18. So... yeah, he'll be having sex with the ESPYs in about 12 years, so...
I wanted to talk about the crocodile hunter. Did you? Because I think...
You're going to make him sad.
Because I think, you know, it was tragic at the time. But I think... I don't know, people calling me, man, they're shocked. Oh, hey, you wouldn't believe it, who got killed? The crocodile hunter.
Please don't make me laugh at this. This is
They were
not
like,
good
he
to
was
do.
44 years old. I'm like, that's a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter.
That's not...
And you know who had to be pissed about it were the crocodiles, because he got killed by some fruity fish. And so you know the crocodiles were like, hey man, that crocodile hunter got killed. Who did it, Frank? You don't even want to know, man.
Please don't do this anymore. This is
Go,
not...
Bill, man, you had a chance once. The guy go, man, I had a chance. I had that mother... He was Tommy with a stick. I could have eaten him and his kid.
I don't feel good about this.
You remember I ever tell you that story, Bill? Yeah, only 1,000 times.
That's for the kids.
I was a little late here tonight. I took a cab to the theater, folks. And I don't know if you've ever been in these New York City cabs, but I got one of those cabbies, couldn't speak English, you know. Saw his name there on the dash. I couldn't even pronounce it. I think it was something like Hideki Arabu. I'm like that. Arabu's been having some trouble, man. They fired his translator. Steinbrenner fired his translator. And people see that as cruel, you know, but I don't know, you know. I mean, if you're not doing well in Yankee Stadium, you know, do you really need a translator? Do you want that, you know? You know? Hey, what'd they say? They say you suck. You should go back to Japan, you dirty foreigner. Okay, I got it. I'm trying to pitch over here. It's great to be here on ESPN. I love sports, man. Man, you can see sports on ESPN you don't see on other networks. You know, like kickboxing. That's my favorite sport. Kickboxing is great. When you think about it, it combines the style and grace of boxing with kicking. This seems kind of immature.
Two 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a place, a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard.
Just backstage, a lot of celebrities back there, man. I was talking to Jerry Jones, you know, the Cowboys owner, and he's disappointed, obviously. Yeah. Well, he's a good guy, though, man. He's talking about rebuilding the team, you know, and he told me, he says, we have to get back to what made us a championship team. Strippers and crack. Hey, have you heard about this? Ted Turner and NBC plan to start their own rival football league to compete with the NFL. And not much known about the specifics of this new league, except for this, it will suck. They know that. So they might have trouble, you know, getting advertisers when we know it will suck.
I've never asked you this before, and we've been good friends for many years.
Ah.
Okay, I made that up, but...
No. We haven't?
No, we're friends. We're good friends, but I don't know what your... McDonald, is that Irish? Is that Scottish? What's your ethnic background?
My ethnic background is Polish.
Are you really Polish? Wow.
Polish people,
I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
Yeah.
McDonald, you don't...
Well, my parents changed their names. They
Right.
had to because of the constant ribbing they'd get for being Polish, you know. And so they changed their name to McDonald. But, you know, it's one of the things that you can, you know, I mean, I get a little upset about it, you know, because, you know,
All
you
the
can't...
Polish jokes and
Yeah,
stuff.
you can't make jokes about other people, but for some reason you make jokes about Polish people, you know.
Right, right.
I don't like it.
Right. You shouldn't. That sounds bad, yeah.
I mean, I had an experience, you know. I go in and I order a Polish sausage, you know, from this guy, you know. And so the guy says to me, you must be Polish. And I said, come on, man. I mean, come on. Think about it, what you're saying. You know, I'm trying to knock some sense into this fellow's head, maybe give him a wider world view, you know.
Sure, yeah.
I said, you think because I order a Polish sausage, I'm Polish. I said, what if somebody came in here and ordered French toast? Would you think he was French, you know?
Right.
I mean, what if somebody came in here and ordered a Belgian waffle? Would you consider that guy a Belgian, you know? I mean, if a guy came in and ordered a German bratwurst, would you consider that fellow to be a German fella?
Right,
I said, what if a guy came in and ordered German potato salad? I suppose you'd think he was German too. Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, what if a guy...
Wow, you talked to this guy for a while.
I'm telling you, man. With racists, you have to get through
You have to
them.
really get it into their head. Right.
I said, if a guy came in and he ordered a Cuban hamburger, are you going to assume he's a Cuban?
Right, right, right.
I said, I think it is absolutely ridiculous that just because I come in here, I order a Polish sausage, why would you jump to the fact that I'm Polish?
Right.
And the guy says to me, well, first of all, it's a hardware store.
And you hate Polish jokes, don't you? You just hate them.
No, I think they're disgusting. And of course, congratulations to the Denver Broncos for winning the Super Bowl. How about that? That's good. Yeah. Denver did great, you know. There he is. I love the Denver fans, you know, because for one thing, they don't wear food on their heads. That's nice. And they had a wild celebration in Denver after that Super Bowl, man. And now city officials expect an even wilder celebration if the Nuggets win 10 games this year. They say they're going to... say the whole city's going to go nuts. Yeah, the Nuggets are having a bad year this year, man. Matter of fact, they're making a film about the team. They got a pretty catchy title. It's Black Men Can't Jump Either. Well, NBA All-Star Weekend over. That was exciting, man. The East beat the West. Jeff Hornacek won the three-point shootout. Houston's Clyde Drexler and Cynthia Cooper won that exciting two-ball thing. And Charles Barkley won the throw a guy through a plate glass window contest. So that was quite a game, you know. I mean, you know who impressed me the most yesterday was Kobe Bryant. Unbelievable. This guy's amazing. 19 years old, the youngest starter ever in the All-Star game, and he played so well that today he was named spokesman for NBC's new public service campaign called Screw It, Who Needs College?
No,
you think Jack Benny is funny?
I don't even know. No, I don't really know any of his shit.
You've seen him though. Like when you.
I saw him on Byron Allen. No,
Comics Unleashed. Here's the thing Byron Allen has. A show called The Entertainers. And what he does so he'll go to junkets.
Right.
And then he has huge guests. So it'll be like at the beginning it'll be his voice. The Entertainers. Tonight, Harrison Ford, Adam Sandler, Morgan Freeman. You know, it's the biggest stars ever. And he just interviews them in the junkets, but he makes it sound as if, and then this is his gambit. This is what he does to people. So let's say he's talking to Harrison Ford, right? He'll go, now the last time I talked to you, you were talking about working out. And so then Harrison Ford goes, Like he's never talked to him before or anything, but he figures a black guy, it's going to sound bad. He says, I know, who the fuck are you? So he goes, yes, I'm
He's just making up like.
This looks like he's best friends with all these viewers.
I'd hate to go and see him one night and go, boy, he reminds me of young Byron Allen. He's brilliant, Byron Allen. He had that Comics Unleashed. You ever do that? Oh, you couldn't be more leashed.
Yeah, nothing. It's not like there's nothing unleashed about it. It's not like you would have like Lenny Bruce on and like.
And he has no segue. So this is what he said to John Lovitz one time. He said he just turned to him from he's talking to Schimmel, and then he goes to John Lovitz. He goes, "Now, John, I understand you're growing older."
Of course, the biggest story in basketball, no question about it, Michael Jordan may retire. Yeah, Michael Jordan may retire after this season, and it's terrible news for Bull fans, but it is terrific news for golf hustlers. They're happy about it. But Jordan is very serious, though, about leaving. In fact, he's already called the Hall of Fame to make sure that his plaque bears his basketball nickname, Air Jordan, and not his baseball nickname, Senior Crappy. That would just be disrespectful, Well, how about them Winter Olympics? They're finally underway, so we've got a lot of great stuff to look forward to the next 2 weeks, like hockey and, well, just hockey, really. I was watching last night, I saw speed skating, and my goodness, could the outfits they wear be any tighter? Holy Lord. There was an East German woman, I swear, you could see the outline of her entire penis. It was... goodness. Well, the magazine POV came out this week with a list of the best and worst jobs to have in the next century. Their 3 best were, in this order, multimedia software designer, management consultant, and interactive advertising executive. While their worst, for the 3rd year in a row, crack whore. News and World Report's list of the best and worst jobs for 1996 is out. Last year's best job, multimedia software consultant, was replaced by a new best job, bioindustrial engineer. And in the worst job category, last year's winner, crack whore, has lost its spot. The new worst job is assistant crack whore. Well, there's all kinds of sports celebrities in the audience tonight. I see Tiger Woods right there. Tiger Woods, how about that, huh? Yeah, he's up for golf. Of course, he's up for Golfer of the Year this ESPYs. And you know who I feel sorry for, folks? Is the other 2 guys nominated for Golfer of the Year. You see these guys getting ready, it's like, hey, honey, have you seen my tuxedo? No, not the good one. The one I wear when I'm going to get my ass kicked. Have you seen that one? Boomer Esiason is with us. Boomer. How you doing, buddy? Boomer, of course, will replace Frank Gifford on Monday Night Football next season. And Frank told reporters that this will allow him to spend more time with his wife and children. Then he broke down and cried for 45 minutes. So. And there's Charles Woodson. How about that? What a season he had. Great, man. He became the first defensive player to win the Heisman Trophy. And congratulations, Charles. That is something that no one can ever take away from you. Unless you kill your wife and a waiter, in which case... all bets are off. Just a word of advice.
The iron horse of broadcasting.
It's iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse. Like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is iron. No, iron.
Iron.
That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah.
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because
toughest language.
to
To me,
learn.
it's the easiest.
Yeah, well, you were born with it.
Yeah. Say what you want about how huge and fat my head has gotten, but who'll forget it.
Try iron. Why doesn't that clock work?
Why doesn't that cock work?
That clock
it's, my cock works
Oh,
just
this
fine.
clock
Mine-
over here.
Your mind is going somewhere, Norm.
No, I thought that's what you said.
I heard you had Larry King on here.
Cast
Your
iron.
show that's amazing, by the way. No one
Cast-
gets on Larry King.
Cast
Larry
iron.
King gets you.
I know you're new to this. I'm going to teach you something. One of the first things in hosting an interview show is to listen.
What's that
to
now?
the answer given by the guest. My whole motto, my whole broadcasting career, that's why I don't like a lot of guys on the air now, is that I never learned anything when I was talking.
Can I interrupt you there?
Yeah. But
Now, I wanna ask you
I was
this.
with Carlos Slim all day today, the richest man in the world. He's partner in,
Wait,
he
the richest
founded-
man in the world is
he-
Carlos Slim?
Correct, from Mexico. You never heard of him?
Of course not. I'm not a connected guy.
Oh, that's right. I just heard you. You don't watch the news.
So Carlos
Manny
Slim,
is a terrific guy.
and this guy is working with you on Aura TV.
He
and-
financed
and
it.
Hulu. He financed it. The richest man in the world.
$76 billion.
We should get together with this Carlos Slim.
Seems like a good guy.
I just had a meeting with some lady, said she had a lot of money, Fat Nancy.
Oh, financing. And what, she want to finance something with you? What does she want to do with you?
You know what? So I loved Liberace, but with all due respect, man, if you kick that guy in the ass, 100 cocks would fall out. Now, this is not what I do on Hulu.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No. Because I have respect for Carlos Slim. Literally selling you death.
That's the one thing I fear is dying.
Me, man, that haunts me.
Because the thought of not existing, you know, it's like, you know what the
Really?
new thing they call it is? Dirt nap.
Good God, Larry.
That's what they call it, a dirt nap.
You would not say that on Hulu.
No, I wouldn't say it, but I'd say it here.
That's what I heard Larry King say to a guy once. The guy had lost his child. Oh, no. And Larry King goes, Paul Newman told me, you never get over it. It's like some unfeeling psychotic. So then people go, well, who do you want? Well, there's that one comedian. She's a comedian, and she's also a lady.
Yeah.
And then it gets...
It's more common now.
Huh? It's common now.
SNL is very...
They rule.
They rule the SNL.
Look, who is bigger than Tina Fey?
She's strong.
Too big to fail.
Finally, according to the U.S. News and World Report 1997 Career Guide, the best job in the United States for the second year in a row is Interactive Business System Analyst. However, last year's worst job, Assistant Crack Whore, has been replaced by a new worst job, Crack Whore Trainee.
Hello, everybody. Here with Norm MacDonald, chewing the fat. Where do you live here? Of course, in the city because you're doing the show.
I live in New York City.
Yeah. This isn't a police interrogation. Are you sure? Where about? Where in the city do you live, approximately, not specifically?
I live at 56 between 8th and Broadway.
Okay, and what's your phone number? Just give me 7 digits. All right. What? Your neighbors nice people? The people that live around you?
Great people. Every day I meet somebody new, you know. This city's great because of the neighborly people, you know. I don't know. But I did meet one neighbor, interesting story, you know, that this guy, he just moved in, you know, next door to me. So I'm always one to meet the neighbors.
You like to chat with the neighbors,
Yeah, because, you know, So I went over to the guy, I knocked on the door next door to where I live, and I say to the guy, I said, hey, I'm your new neighbor, you know, and I said, good to see you, you know, nice to run into you, you know, welcome to the neighborhood, you know. And so the guy, I said, what do you do for a living there, sir, you know, if you don't mind me asking? You know, what do you do for a living? I'm a nightclub comic, I tell the guy. So he says to me, he says, I work down at the University of Science there. He says,
That's a good school, by the way.
I can't remember the exact place.
Sure.
But he says, I'm a professor of logic.
Oh.
So he says, the guy says, logic. Now, what the hell is that? I never heard tell of that. He says, oh, well, he says it's a kind of a pattern of syllogistic. Well, he says it's hard to explain. He says, why don't I give you an example? So I said, fair enough. Why don't you do that? So the guy says, well, he says, let me ask you a question. He says, do you own a doghouse? So I go, yes, I do. He says, well, then that means you probably have a dog. I said, yes. He says, well, that means you're likely you have a family if you have a dog. I said, yes, I do. He said, well, then that means you got kids, you're married? I said, yes, I am. He says, well, then you're a heterosexual man. I said, yes, sir, I am. He says, well, you see, that's logic there. I asked if simply from finding out you had a doghouse, I made this series of inferences, and I found that you're a heterosexual man simply from the fact that you had a doghouse. Well, I said, good God, isn't that something?
Okay.
So I said, well, I won't waste any more of your time there, neighbor. And I said, I'll see you later.
See you around. Okay.
So I said, come by one day and have a chicken with me. So anyways, I left. So I left. So I go to get a bus, you know, to the bus stop. And I walk down to the bus stop, and I'm still thinking about this thing that happened to me, you know. And I'm standing at the bus, and no bus coming at all, you know, and 5 or 6 of us standing around, and one guy lights up a cigarette there, and he goes, as soon as you light up a cigarette, the bus comes. And he smokes the whole damn cigarette, no bus comes.
Right.
So I said to the guy, well, that theory really worked, huh? And the guy goes, well, sometimes it works. Anyways, the guy goes, what's new with you? I go, well, I had an interesting thing happen to me today. I said, I met my neighbor. And he goes, oh, yeah? I go, he had a hell of an interesting job. I said, he's a professor of logic down at the University of
Science.
And so the guy says, is that so? He says, professor of logic. He goes, what the hell is that, logic? I said, well, it's a series of something or other.
Right.
I said, I can't remember exactly, but I said, I'll give you an example if you want to hear an example. So the guy goes, all right, fair enough. So I said, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you a question. Do you own a doghouse? And the guy goes, no, I don't own a doghouse. So the guy says, oh, yeah, you're one of them gays.
And it worked, right? What great stuff you can learn at
Yeah, it was
that
nice.
University of Science there.
And then the guy, and then get this. Get this.
There's more?
This gay guy
Yeah?
invites me to have a chicken at his place.
That's some kind of euphemism.
I don't
Watch
know.
out.
The new people, hey, guess what? There's a young girl that's middling attractive that swears a lot. Let's get her. Huh? Is that the new fucking thing?
Yeah.
Sarah
Hot
Silverman,
girls.
hysterical.
Right.
Who's funnier than her?
Nobody.
No, except dudes. But,
Nobody.
and we're going to read jokes. We read jokes.
I thought you were going to talk about this thing.
We're going to talk about the man. What about the man great?
Is that like a genital cleanser?
No! No, my God. What is the man great, you ask?
Okay.
Huh?
Fine. I didn't, but...
You didn't ask. It is 100% made in America. Cast iron grilling grates.
Iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse. Like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is Iron. No, iron.
Cast iron.
Iron?
Cast iron grilling grates that
Are
are
you kidding when you say iron?
You know what? Don't be like fucking Larry King. That motherfucker, I say iron and he's up my asshole for fucking 4 days.
It should be iron. That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah?
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because
toughest
language
To
to
me,
learn.
it's the easiest. Man, great. Great. Have you heard of the man grate?
Yes, I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear about it?
On Adam Carolla's podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
How about that? Do you have a father? Man grate is the perfect gift for this Father's Day. Is he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100% made in America. If he was dead, it would have been a really bad moment in the commercial. Your dad's alive?
No.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm sorry about your dad.
That's fine.
Your father's dead. But you have children. You are a father.
Yes, and I'm not dead.
Yes.
Maybe you'll give me one and
I'll give you one. Is your mom still alive?
My mom?
Yeah.
No, she's dead.
Jesus Christ, is any of your relatives fucking alive? It's man grate. They're revolutionizing the way people grill. What, Adam Egan? It's true. You haven't heard of the revolution? You can put chicken on this or steak. That's not that unique. It has heavy duty grilling grates. Why are you laughing? You think the grilling grates are flimsy?
These are very heavy.
Yes, no, but that's part of the charm. It weighs a lot of pounds.
Is that heavy?
Yeah. Listen, man, what was that fucking Vegas story?
Shit.
Jesus Christ. Sorry. What is in that?
Again. It's revolutionizing the way people grill.
Jesus.
What?
I thought it was like a, all right.
You want to hear what it has?
Yeah.
It has heavy-duty grilling grates. Listen. No more dry meat. What do you think of that?
Good. You want your meat juicy.
Oh, come on now. Don't make it sound like a fucking fat, plumpy, delicious cock. No more flare-ups. You know, in your barbecues, all those big flare-ups. It was named one of 2012's best grilling accessories. There's more fucking facts about the man grate than about Nick. Why are you laughing? You're making a mockery out of the man grate. Chicken, steak, has never tasted so good. Hey, how about this? Each NORM MACDONALD show order comes with a heavy-duty grilling brush.
Jesus.
You don't want to put that on your not dry meat?
Look at that. Those things are dirty.
No.
That's from the iron.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, it's not from my cock.
What?
I just went to the bathroom. You say cock so much.
I'm coming in your butt.
Oh my God. Well, listen, man. Hey,
Your mouth is my toilet.
Again. This commercial is like a mini-series. Are you a jingoist? 100% made in America. 100% cast iron. Mangrate.com. Thank you, Andy. That's yours. You just threw your own going away present with contempt to the floor. That was our only sponsor.
Oh, yeah, and you lost.
Yeah, now we found out we lost Man Grate as a sponsor. And then earlier today, I think we were told legally we can't say we lost them as a sponsor even.
Yeah, I think we were still waiting to find out if we were allowed to say that.
But anyways,
Fuck
that
it,
was
who cares?
Schwartzen.
We lost them.
That was Nick Schwartzen that fucked it all up. Some gold-plated chains would make a nice retirement gift for a very, very good slave. Well, this
Are
was,
you serious?
well, this was written.
Are you serious?
This was written years
Did
ago.
you just write that?
I didn't write
Did
it.
you just say that?
No, I read it. Yes.
You read that?
It was an old. This Lindsay Lohan can't swim a stroke, but she sure knows every dive in town.
That one I liked. That was my favorite. I'm keeping this.
That is a favorite.
Las Vegas is now home to a 550-foot tall Ferris wheel. Also drawing thousands to Las Vegas, whores. That's you. That's your voice all the way right there. It's the old, the Norm MacDonald lean in, whores.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen, Norm MacDonald.
Thank you very much. You're very kind. You know, in the, what's that? Oh, yeah, no. No, you're absolutely right. That is my name. You know, when the people here asked me to do the show, you know, I gotta say, I felt kind of weird, you know. I don't know if you remember this, but I used to actually be on this show, you know. I used to do the weekend update news routine. You remember that? And, yeah. That's where I did the make-believe news jokes, you know. That was me, right? So then, a year and a half ago, right, I had a sort of a disagreement with the management at the NBC. I wanted to keep my job, right? And they felt the exact opposite. So you see, they fired me because they said that I wasn't funny, you know? Now with most jobs, I could have had a hell of a lawsuit on my hands for that, but see, this is a comedy show. So they got me, you know, you don't want. But now, this is the weird part, right? It's only a year and a half later, and now they asked me to host the show. So I wondered, I go, hey, wait a second here. Hey! I go, how did I go in a year and a half from being not funny enough to be even allowed in the building to being so funny that I'm now hosting the show? How did I suddenly get so damn funny? It was inexplicable to me, because a year and a half, let's face it, is not enough time for a dude to learn how to be funny. Then it occurred to me, I haven't gotten funnier. The show has gotten really bad. So yeah, I'm funny compared to, you know, well, you'll see later. But okay, so let's recap. The bad news is, I'm still not funny. The good news is, the show blows. All right, folks, we got a bad show for you tonight. Dr. Dre, Snoop Doggy Dogg, and Eminem are here. We'll be right back.
I don't know how everyone else felt here, but Norm was sick for quite a while, and he got sicker, and I didn't know, and I talked to so many people who I was sure knew. I thought maybe I'm the only one that doesn't know, and so many people, he didn't want anybody to know.
I didn't know.
But I remembered when he went, everybody in the community we all thought we were the only one that didn't know, and we were so upset that we didn't get a chance to tell him what he meant to us. And then it was very quickly realized he would not have tolerated that. He didn't want it. He didn't want any of us to tell him.
He'd get gross.
He'd get very unhappy.
Treat him different or laugh at his jokes.
I'm sick of these kind of characters. I think we should kill Hitler. Me and you go suicide, kill him.
Yeah, it's like he died 50 years ago, probably.
Did he? I didn't even know he was sick.
Did want to bring up Norm MacDonald first, if you don't mind, and your thoughts on somebody who I'm sure you've known for quite some time.
Well, I didn't know he was sick at all. It's sad.
And one of the guys who loved him and always had him on the show, is a huge fan, is Jay Leno. And Jay's with us. Jay, how are you, sir?
Good. I mean...
Horrible. I didn't even know he was sick. Were you aware
it's so
of that?
sudden.
No, I didn't know he was sick. He kept it all inside.
Yeah.
And, he was a private person.
And I had a really tough reaction to this one. I didn't have no idea he was even sick.
This guy is my favorite stand-up, and I was shocked. I didn't know he was even sick.
For obvious reasons, we lost Norm MacDonald this week, which was just, I had no idea that he was even sick.
Did you know he was sick?
No.
Absolutely stunned. Had no idea that Norm had not only been very ill, but been very ill for a very long time. None of us had any idea.
I'm used to say goodbye, nothing new to me. Baby, I'm trying to survive, and I know that you believe in a world with happy endings. So tired of pretending.
Joke after his death, it'd be something along the lines of, I was relieved to find out that I died of cancer and not that O.J. Simpson killed me.
Yep.
I think it would be kind of like the epitome of an afterlife joke from Norm there.
F. Lee Bailey said this week that if the defense only knew what Ron Goldman's last words were, they might be able to find the real killer. If you ask me, Goldman's last words were probably, hey, you're O.J. Simpson.
They edit it and they put it together and they ask you questions that maybe you don't want to answer.
Right.
And they put things together that you're saying, and I'm a fucking dumb guy. I get confused and shit. So they were asking me about a whole bunch of things at the same time.
Well, they were asking you about Louis C.K. and Roseanne. Now, Roseanne was someone who gave you one of your first breaks in
my
show
very
business.
First job, yes.
You were actually writing
I
on
love
Roseanne.
yes.
And Louis is a friend of yours.
Louis is, the greatest comic there is.
And in the defense of them, somehow you got to this point where you said,
well,
hey.
It wasn't really a defense of them. They asked me, what do you think of Roseanne, and what she did, and how she's doing. That's what they asked.
Yes.
Because I've been in touch with her.
Yeah.
So the day it happened, I phoned Roseanne, because I know Roseanne, and she was crying, and she was so,
upset
and heartbroken. I felt so bad. And so I said, I don't know what to say to you, Roseanne, because I've never been through this, And I said, let me ask a friend of mine that's been through this. And I was talking about Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Now, Roseanne had been really hard on Louis C.K.
Yes, when he was in his controversy, she blasted his
and
ass.
this was before he got, written up.
Yeah.
She said, she named him. She said, fucking Louis C.K. is doing a lot of bad things. So,
so you had the idea that they should talk to one another.
Louis did. I talked to Louis, and I said, I was worried about Roseanne. Because I talked to her for 2 hours in a row. I was just crying the whole time. And I was like, I'm kind of worried about Roseanne. She's not the strongest person mentally.
Right.
And Louis said, I think...
real bad sexual abuse.
I do too, Howard.
Rape, everything.
Yes.
And they go through... It destroys their life. They're never the same. Their whole bodies shake at the thought of it. Some of them even black out when they think about this thing. It's horrible. So
I know that. And of course, you'd have to have Down syndrome.
Not to know that.
My new word.
Down syndrome. Right. That's a good word.
You'd have to have Down syndrome to not feel sorry for, of course, the
Me Too is what you want for your daughters. You know what I
Yes,
mean? And
of course.
you want that to be the future world, of course.
Right.
And I meet all kinds of women that have the terrible stories, you know, about what's happened to them. But I wasn't talking about the victims. I was talking about, they asked me about Roseanne. They asked me about Chris Hardwick. They asked me about Louis. And I told them, you know, like if someone murders someone, you know, and goes to jail, right? And then he gets out of jail after 10 years. And you go, I'm going to give this guy a job washing dishes because he's done his penance.
Right.
Nobody goes, well, what about the people he murdered? Well, of course, they had it off worse, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the murderer. Give him a dishwasher job, you know.
So do you think that the writer somehow merged all of these thoughts into one thing, or do you feel you were quoted inaccurately, or do you feel like you were treated fairly?
Well, I don't know. The original writer was for the Hollywood Reporter,
right?
And he wrote it, and that wasn't the headline.
Right.
And so I don't know if he even noticed or anything. And then another place called Vulture, which is a WW computer.
Yeah.
They wrote, Norm MacDonald defends Louis Anderson.
Louis C.K. Louis C.K. You can't defend Louis Anderson. What did he do?
I defend, it says, you know, in the headline, Norm MacDonald defends Louis C.K. and Roseanne Barr. And I never defended them, you know?
I've been searching for what's missing, but the answer.
Norm MacDonald has become a huge hot topic over his comments about Roseanne and Louis C.K. and the Me Too movement, and it led to the Tonight Show, you know, saying that we're going to cancel the appearance, but we wanted him to come and clear the air. So please welcome Norm MacDonald. You took a lot of flack for saying in the art of, for some things that you said in the Hollywood Reporter, saying that you were kind of glad that the Me Too movement has slowed down, and we don't really know you as a guy who, you know, really comments on very much that's gone out. So what were you trying to say? Yeah.
Well, I was, you know, print reporters, they ask you questions and they put them all together. What I was talking about was Chris Hardwick, this particular comedian. Right. That was a friend of mine. And, you know, if 500 women go against a man, obviously the guy's guilty. But in the Chris Hardwick one, it was one woman against one man.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, so I was saying that I thought it was good that the pendulum was swung, and Chris Hardwick has been as rehabilitated as he's going to get. He still tells me he can't walk down the street without people yelling stuff at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that's all I was trying to say.
Okay. Well, you know, you do raise valid questions about, like, due process and, you know, verification of what went on. I think that we would agree with that, you know, that you have to back it up somewhat. But when you kind of lose me when you imply that the hardship that your friend Louis C.K. is a friend of mine, too, really. I know him a long time. That the hardship that he went through is equal to the hardship that the victims went through.
Right.
That doesn't compute.
No, it's not
Can
true.
you explain yourself a little there?
Yeah, that's not what I was saying. When this happened, I was working for Roseanne when Roseanne's thing went down, and I called her the next day, and she was crying the whole time I was talking to her. Right. I've known Roseanne for a while, and I was worried about her because she seemed really, really in a bad place. And I said, I can't really talk to you about this because I've never been through anything like this. And I said, I know Louis, and he's been through this, where he's had everything taken from him. Right. And I said, not many of us have gone through this, and so you should talk to each other because you've and then the guy said, what about the victims? And I said, well, the victims haven't gone through this. I was talking about this particular event. Of course, the victims have gone through worse than that. But I'm going to get a victim to phone Roseanne?
No, but that's a good clarification.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to be able to clarify and to be able to explain, because at the heart of it, I think we are forgiving people. We jump very quickly today, but I do think that we like to forgive. You went on the Howard Stern show yesterday to apologize. And you ended up making it worse because you said you'd have to have Down syndrome not to feel sorry for the victims.
Yes.
Do you regret
you just
saying
keep on
that?
getting into trouble, Norm MacDonald.
It's always bad when you have to apologize
For the apology?
an apology.
Do you lose it when you're on Howard? Is that what happens, Joe?
Well, there is a thing on Howard where there's a recklessness in the studio, and you know, there used to be a word we would all say to mean stupid that we don't say anymore, right?
Yeah.
You know the word I'm talking about? Yes. And stupidly, I was about to say that word, and I stopped and said, "What's the right word to say?" And then I said a different word that was equally.
Yeah. Did you realize in that moment that probably
I
offended a lot of
realized
people?
at that moment that I'd done something unforgivable.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you know, it's like things spill out sometimes, and it's just difficult. You also you're friends with Roseanne. She gave you your first job, I
Yes,
understand.
yeah, my first job.
And so you put her together with Louis,
With
CK.
Yeah, because I was really concerned about Roseanne, and you know, I don't want someone to end up killing themselves or anything.
Of course not.
Yeah, so.
Don't you think Louis, do you say that you think they deserve a comeback? Now, I was saying yesterday that Louis performed at Comedy Cellar, and what he didn't talk about these allegations in his set, which I would have thought that he would have done. Don't you? I mean, so if he wants to have a comeback, he needs to, like, address it directly, I think, as a comedian. So where's Roseanne's coming back?
Geez, I don't know if Roseanne could ever come back.
Are you worried to speak now because of the backlash that you've received this week? Now are you thinking twice before everything comes out of your mouth?
He always
Think that way.
This is how he's a slow talker.
He's a talks like that.
But I think just in general, we all have to think very carefully about the words that come out of our mouth because you risk offending somebody or a number of people.
Well, Joy's often said that PC, political correctness, is killing comedy.
It is killing comedy.
Do you agree with that?
Yes,
Even
I
in the
agree
clubs
with that.
where it's a small group.
Yeah.
Well,
You know,
as long as there's a
often people will come and say, you know, some guy said a joke and you're asked to defend it, and the joke is always horrible. Like it's the worst joke you've ever heard. And you're in this position where you have to defend a terrible joke on free speech, you know. But I always, like, reporters always ask you, like, what's offensive? Is anything over the line? And I personally think almost everything is over the line.
They like you to be edgy, and then when you are, you get hurt for it.
Right.
But you know, comedians.
But
are
I will say
the
the remark I made about people with Down syndrome was just a
insensitive,
terrible
stupid.
thing for me to
We
say.
agree.
Well, all of this is happening. You know, and we also, you know, we've all stepped in it as comics.
Yeah.
We all have stepped in it as comics.
And as lawyers and as journalists.
Maybe, but not quite the same way.
Not quite the same. But let me ask you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Whoop. You know, your appearance on Jimmy Fallon was canceled. And he said that his staffers were actually crying about the comments that you made. Were you surprised at that reaction?
Weren't they crying that you were there? They were crying that he was there.
That you were even there. Have you been surprised by this reaction?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah, I have been surprised because, you know, I never did anything. I mean, I spoke, but I mean, I don't want to be tossed in with people that actually did, not crimes, but sins, or, you know, I barely have consensual sex.
A study on weight loss revealed this week that women who participate in a weekly diet program lost 50% more weight, snacked less, and bought more fruits and vegetables than women in general. Which just goes to prove my new theory: Richard Simmons is gay. After numerous requests, the National Institute of Health has finally granted funds to the University of New Mexico in order to test mice for the deadly hantavirus. Although I'm sure the government would have acted a lot sooner if instead of mice, the hantavirus was killing off rich white guys. An outbreak of the deadly canine parvovirus has led to the local Humane Society killing many of its dogs. Gee, I wonder if the Humane Society would kill off victims of canine parvo if instead of dogs, they were rich old white guys. Increased hunting will be necessary to control the state's black bear population. Gee, I wonder if hunting would be the answer if instead of overpopulation of black bears, there were an overpopulation of rich old white men. Yeah. According to the EPA, it will cost an estimated $295 million to clean up toxic waste at the former Lockheed Martin military aircraft plant in California. The cause of the toxic waste? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. In Princess Anne, Maryland, state health officials have discovered what caused the mysterious death of 200,000 fish at a Somerset County fish farm. The culprit? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. In economic news, unemployment figures rose slightly for the month of October, with declines in the Dow Jones and NASDAQ. The reason for the sudden downturn? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. Entertainment Weekly's list of the 101 most powerful people in show business is out. At number 1, Fox CEO Robert Murdoch. And at number 2, you guessed it, Frank Stallone. And finally, the #1 selling doll this Christmas is Tickle Me Elmo. And the least popular selling doll? You guessed it, Tickle Me Frank Stallone. And the British Sunday Times is reporting that Belgian doctors have accidentally cloned a human being. The human being? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. Recent photos sent from the Galileo space probe orbiting Jupiter's moon Europa suggests that it meets the conditions necessary to support a primitive life form. Just what kind of life form? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. And finally, the votes are in. And Entertainment Weekly has chosen its funniest man alive. And who is the funniest man alive? You guessed it, Frank Stallone. Congratulations, Frank Stallone. Across the Great Plains, harsh weather and hungry boll weevils are the cause of one of the worst cotton harvests in years. Or so the Germans would have us believe. Last Sunday's National Hockey League game between the Buffalo Sabres and the Tampa Bay Lightning was postponed due to record snowfall in Buffalo. Or so the Germans would have us believe. This year's lack of snow in Alaska could help generate a surplus of moose next year because deep snow makes it harder for moose to search for food, which leaves them more vulnerable to wolves. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In Fort Pierce, Florida, many Bell South customers will no longer pay long-distance phone rates for nearby calls, but will instead be charged with a flat rate of 25 cents. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In Little Rock, Arkansas, a consumer group is proceeding with a petition drive to get a proposal on the November ballot that would exempt food from state sales tax. Or so the Germans would have us believe. In St. Louis, archaeologists will use special radar on nearby landfills in an effort to find the 70-foot axle from a Ferris wheel, which was the centerpiece of the 1904 World's Fair. Or so the Germans would have us believe. Last year, German Shepherds were rated the nation's most effective police dogs by far, sniffing out more than $100 million worth of illegal drugs. Or so the German Shepherds would have us believe. A little technical glitch of some sort there. Well, David Hasselhoff is a huge rock star in Germany, where his latest album sold 5 million copies this week, which once again proves my theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. Well, David Hasselhoff is a huge star in Germany, where his series Baywatch celebrated its 100th straight week as the nation's top TV show, which once again proves my old theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. Well, David Hasselhoff is a huge star in Germany, where his syndicated series Knight Rider places a consistent second behind Baywatch in the ratings, which once again proves my old theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. Helmut Kohl was elected to his 4th term as Germany's chancellor this week. Experts say Mr. Kohl's success was guaranteed after he won the backing of singing sensation David Hasselhoff, which once again proves my old theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. The cast of Baywatch made a special appearance at Disney World in Florida, where they were mobbed by adoring fans, which proves my new theory: German tourists love David Hasselhoff. Fergie, the Duchess of York, turned down a guest appearance on the hit show Baywatch. Now, my research has uncovered that Fergie is actually British, not German, which, while not proving, certainly does nothing to disprove my time-tested theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. Finally, reports out of Germany continue to indicate that David Hasselhoff is a major recording star in that country, where his concerts routinely sell out and his albums turn platinum, which once again proves my old theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff.
Germans love me.
Which once again proves my theory: Germans love David Hasselhoff. And that's the news. See you next time. Thank you, David. A study says that pot use in high school is up sharply. Don't I know it? Oh, yeah. I'm joking. And I don't really sell drugs to children. And now, well, singer Willie Nelson, who was arrested recently in Texas for marijuana possession, saw the charges against him drop this week. A judge ruled the arrest had been illegal because police didn't have probable cause to search his car for pot. How about the fact he's Willie Nelson? And also in music news, the Black Crowes have announced that they will donate profits from a recent concert to victims of the Oklahoma City's bombing. Then the band will smoke a huge amount of pot. In the December issue of Playboy, 60 Minutes reporter Mike Wallace reveals that he has not only smoked marijuana, but that it made him sexually aroused. According to Wallace, he made these comments in an effort to frighten young people off sex and drugs forever. In Amsterdam, a rubber factory has begun producing water beds for cows. Let that be a reminder to anyone who wants to legalize marijuana here in the United States. And in North Carolina, the Bowman Gray School of Medicine is looking for 20 habitual marijuana smokers who they'll provide with free pot in order to study the effects of the drug. Note to self: spend summer vacation at Bowman Gray School of Medicine. Maybe take Timmy Meadows along with you. Charged by critics with failure to prepare an exit strategy for Bosnia, a defiant President Clinton today insisted that he has one ready. Should the situation deteriorate, he will have all 20,000 troops airlifted to England, and smoking pot within 24 hours. President Bill Clinton and Russian President Boris Yeltsin have made tentative plans to meet early next year. According to the White House, the pair will use the meeting to resume their ongoing debate, drinking versus pot smoking. Moments after the Bosnian peace treaty was signed in Paris, grenades rocked Sarajevo, killing 6 people. Asked if the renewed violence raises questions about the ceasefire, President Clinton hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat joint. President Clinton said that if Dr. King were alive today, he would have supported the deployment of U.S. troops to Bosnia. Later, when asked how he could use the late civil rights leader's name in such a self-serving manner, Clinton hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat joint. Sapphire called the First Lady a, quote, congenital liar. Clinton responded by saying Sapphire, quote, deserves a pop in the nose. Sapphire replied by offering to fight Bill Clinton, quote, anytime, any place. The president answered, quote, how about right now? Then hopped a plane to England and lit up a big fat joint.
And of course, it was very inspiring to see President Clinton up here on crutches making a speech. I mean, I thought that was just amazing, you know. I mean, it's been difficult for the president. You know, he can't jog now, and he needs help getting around, and he's still, you know, occasionally suffers great pain, you know. On the upside, you got your medical marijuana, so that's, you know. You must inhale, sir. It's the only way you're going to get better. But,
We hate the most.
Do you think we stop saying N-rig, which means, you know, or N-rich, or nigger-rich, or nigger-rig, which were terms that some people are going, were they terms? Because, well, it's a fine. Or do you think we just shouldn't use people?
Or what'd they say when you, hey, stop with that joint there, you're getting spit on it.
So, no, hold on a second. So most people would say that we stopped those things because it was egregious.
Yes.
I know what I'm saying.
You know, I know.
And so you have to say,
another example.
So if the answer...
Can I tell you a great story about Norm MacDonald?
Go ahead. Norm Kenny?
I don't know what the story is. Oh, it's the dog story in Vegas.
Here now is a dog story about Norm in Vegas. Go ahead.
It's the greatest story in the history of the world. Norm's in Vegas, and they give him a massive suite because he loses about $11 million a minute.
Yeah, and that World Series of Poker kind of stuff, right?
Well, that was well before that.
Okay.
The World Series of throwing away your money.
And now for the World Series of throwing away your money, here's Norm MacDonald.
And he has an associate named, can I give her name?
Sure, yeah.
No, Lori. I'm not going to give her whole name.
Lojo.
Okay, so we got her whole name. And she's adorable.
And her family's listening.
Right. And she has a dog a little bigger than my tennis shoe. And so we're going downstairs so Norm can lose some money. And Lori leaves the dog in the suite. When we come upstairs, the door is open to the suite. Mm-hmm. And it's impossible to get in unless you have a key. So obviously the dog had opened the door and left because he was fed up waiting. And the entire inside of the suite was on the floor. Wallpaper, lights, pillows, stuffing, everything.
Yeah.
And the dog was downstairs in the jail with people, with other guys, with drunks and stuff. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth.
Norm, is this true so far?
What?
Norm, is this true so far?
It is true, and then what happened was there was a band of gypsies in the next room.
Don't hear that name in here.
Yeah, they're lurking at the outskirts of town, but they must have gotten this suite because they pretended to trip down an escalator or something, and they were going to sue Lori Joe's dog for emotional distress.
The
Don't you love
gypsies.
having to go downstairs and bail this dog out like you would a gambler or someone who tried to steal? The dog was in jail.
Is this your dog?
And they have video of the dog in the jail cell trying to escape.
I've seen the suite. I mean, I can't even. The wallpaper doesn't come off a wall in Vegas. He took the wallpaper off, and he had watched everything he could watch on television and left.
What kind of dog is this, Norm?
I don't know.
It was a boxer.
What was that dog?
Wow.
Because you know how boxers know how to they throw up their hands, so he was able to open the door from the inside.
Yeah. What? I'm sorry, I'm confused. Where did the gypsies come in again?
They were living next door.
Oh,
They were
okay.
trying to sue everybody.
All right. So the gypsies were living next door.
You don't believe this story, and it's 100% true.
Well, Norm, I believe. I don't believe Super Dave. I believe Norm.
The dog got loose in the hall and traumatized a gypsy child.
Well, what happened is a gypsy child opened the door, and the dog was walking down the hall with a couch.
A gypsy child. Hey, where's my couch going? Who's got my couch? That dog is taking my couch. Oh, my God.
You know what was great right before the show went on?
Too much sugar.
He laughed at something that I said, and a thing came out of his nose like Niagara Falls.
No, don't tell people.
No, I'm not telling him. I'm just telling him.
But the
And
folks
we
at
had to
home don't
bring
need
in
to
a
know that.
towel to get it off because
It was a big towel.
like, oh, it was
huge.
I was going to grab it with my hand.
It was like the towel.
so
It was like the
big.
towel they handed Louis Anderson after that dive.
No,
it was a
but
big
the
towel.
The folks don't need
I'm not going to say that ever again. I
Don't
apologize.
ever
I
say that
apologize to both
again.
of you.
I mean, it's sticky lie.
Yeah, it really
Okay,
is.
go ahead.
Today there was a story about, like, you know, Dave Chappelle released a special on Netflix today.
Oh, he did today?
And,
Oh, yeah.
And there's a joke in there where he says that it was okay what Kevin Spacey did to Anthony Rapp because Anthony Rapp grew up to be gay anyway. And he went on to say it's actually not okay, but he's taking some heat for it. Do you think it's right or wrong or for him to say something like that? Do you think it's okay to say? Or what do you think?
I think Chappelle's the greatest comedian.
If women are actually equal to men, then there would be no WNBA, would there? You would just be good enough to play in the NBA with us. Or, here's another idea that's going to be very controversial. You could shut the fuck up.
After closing out a successful first season, the WNBA is considering several changes to improve the level of play in the league next year. Among the proposals, extending the playoffs, increasing salaries, bringing back the three-point line, and replacing all the female players with guys. The WNBA officials expanded to 10 teams this week, adding franchises in Detroit and Washington, D.C. But before you get too excited about the new additions to the league, remember, all of the players are still women. They stink at basketball, that's the problem. Other than that, it'd be a good, good game, but they're all horrible, so it makes for a boring game. The next time I watch a WNBA game will be the first time I watch a WNBA game.
I know more than half the people in this room have been molested in their lives. But it wasn't no goddamn Michael Jackson, was it? This kid got his dick sucked by the king of pop. You know how good it must have felt to go to school the next day after that shit? Hey, Billy, how was the weekend? How was my weekend? Michael Jackson sucked my dick. And that was my first sexual experience. If I'm starting here, then sky's the limit.
Yeah. I mean, even like you say, your unwanted WNT allegations against Michael Jackson. There had to be kids that were like, well, "This is pretty cool." Yeah. This is not some old priest.
the rule is that no matter what you do in your artistic expression, you are never, ever allowed to upset the alphabet people. You know who I mean. Those people that took 20% of the alphabet for themselves. I'd say the letters, but I don't want to conjure their anger. It's too late now. I'm talking about them L's and them B's and them G's and the T's.
He should have just gone, I'm a lady, and then that would have been good for the LGBTGB. The community, you know, the community. I don't know if you've been over, if you've seen them and shit, but it's a nice community. And it would have been good. All the LGBTBL. I try to be inclusive of all the letters in the alphabet.
Everybody in the car respects the T's, but everyone also resents the T's. It's not the T's fault, but everyone in the car just feels like the T's are making the trip take longer.
I'm saying, do you think any of them go, I wonder if those, do you ever think at the meetings they go, could I, because you know, their community, the LGBT community, I don't know where it exists, where they have their headquarters, but do you ever think the L's, the G's, and the B's go, I have an idea. The T's, you know, I think it's LGB sounds good. And then somebody else would go, somebody with a hat that looked like Carmen Miranda's would go, no, I like LGBT. And then the other person, you're gonna get a lot of trouble for this segment.
I'm not.
What?
I'm not.
I love everybody. You know what I mean? Without love, what do we got? I don't care if a guy's a guy, a girl, a guy, girl, I couldn't care less. I love them all.
What do you make of...
I'll have sex with any of them.
So you're the B?
Huh?
You're the B?
No, I'm a person that is so tolerant that I would have sex with an L, a G, a B, or a T. Isn't that nice? But I would not have sex with a straight person.
Deep throat porn legend Harry Reeves.
dead.
Yeah, he died. But how
You
are they going
know
to
who
close
that
that
is?
casket? I mean, probably because of his erection, I would think.
How are they going to close that casket? That isn't very good, is it?
I didn't write that one.
Plus, a man died.
Yeah, a guy died.
How are they going to do it?
He was a real pioneer.
Jonathan Winters is a brilliant, like, improv guy, and he would dress up as this character, Maudie Frickert, you know, as an old lady, and he'd go, hello there. He did a voice, and Johnny Carson just stole it. Even the costume, everything. And then, so this guy couldn't do it anymore.
Oh, my God.
You know what I mean? Because it'd be like if Jimmy Fallon took one of your bits.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
You can't do it anymore, yeah.
Robin Williams was notorious for it, right?
Well, listen.
I think it's a well-known... All right, that's fine.
You know what they always say? Speak ill of the dead. You know that old fucking... That old saw. God damn.
It's been a couple years, just let it go.
It's just been less
Doesn't matter.
But anyways, Joyce Brothers. Yeah. Well, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, but what a fucking whore.
Jesus.
No, she was a nice lady.
It's hard to believe that the entire cast of Saved by the Bell is now dead.
It's hard to believe that. What? Organist Ray Manzarek died this week at the age of 74. The curse of the Doors. What about this? 42-year-old Richard Swanson set out to dribble a soccer ball from Seattle to Brazil, but got hit by a car in Oregon and died. Well, at least he got to die loving what he do. At least he got to die doing what he loved, Nick. Dribbling a soccer ball in traffic. No, that's not that.
The man behind the voice of Tony the Tiger. Sadly, the man behind the voice of Tony the Tiger died at 64. His last words, "I don't feel great." I gave it something.
Yeah. All my children star Matthew Cowles has died at the age of 69. Oh. Or has he? David Brenner was the biggest comic ever to come out of Philadelphia.
Well, again,
and he just passed away, and we should talk about him.
Yeah, we should, but let me finish this sentence, and I don't even think David Brenner would mind if he's watching.
Sure. He's probably watching from, actually probably from down below, getting raped by the devil.
Well,
I mean, that guy had some sins that he died with, but whatever. No, I'm just saying. No, I'm saying David Brenner led a life that made Sodom and Gomorrah seem like Burbank.
Nice guy.
Let me as abacus.
I want to do this.
Jesus. Oh, come on. That's not a Chinese guy.
I wasn't saying it was.
No, that's kind of
What are you,
racist.
Mickey Rooney?
Hey, hey, come on.
I know he's dead,
Have
but
a little
Mickey Rooney
respect.
did a very racist thing, like you just did, in a movie called Breakfast at Tiffany's by the wonderful Truman Capote.
I wasn't doing anything racist, and you know it. But go ahead.
Does Bob Barker still work there?
He's dead.
Bob Barker's dead?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, rest in peace.
He's not.
Oh, I'm sorry. Drew Carey just
Oh,
took
don't
over.
listen to
I
fucking
assumed he was.
Daniel.
Oh, God, he's not
on
dead.
Who's
I was-
alive and
Bob
who's
Barker is
dead.
not dead.
Last
I think
week,
he was
I
alive.
hope he's alive.
Daniel, we
Oh, my
wanted
God.
to book Jan Michael Vincent. The guy tells us he's dead. He's not dead at all. he's all clean like you guys. Oh, by the way, man, my condolences goes out to Hoffman, Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman's still around.
I thought he died of a heroin.
No. Dustin's still with us. We're waiting for Rain Man 2.
Didn't he die of a heroin overdose?
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Who's that?
A different actor.
I think it's his son.
No relation. Believe it or not.
None?
No relation.
Who's Relic?
Well, good luck to you, Dustin. Man Graves are the perfect gift for Dad this Father's Day. Your dad's alive?
No.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm sorry about your dad.
That's fine.
Is your father still alive?
No.
God damn,
It's
that's
a
2
lot.
out of 3. He's dead too?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I like it.
Well, this Father's Day, your father's dead. But you have children. You are a father.
Yes, and I'm not dead.
Oh, this is about your aunt.
My aunt?
Is she fucking dead?
Yes.
You don't have a living aunt?
Maybe.
My father was brutally murdered last week, and it's only now I can look back and laugh. And then these people with fucking answer, they go like, "I'm so sorry," like its closure takes a while. So I had to go, no, it was a joke. That's cool.
That's very
How does anyone read that and not, especially from you, and not think it's a goddamn joke?
I wanted to talk about the crocodile hunter. Did you? Because I think you're gonna make them sad. Because I think it was tragic at the time. But I think I don't know. People calling me, man, they're shocked. Oh, hey, you wouldn't believe it. Who got killed? The crocodile hunter. Please don't make me laugh at this. They were like, he was 44 years old. I'm like, that's a ripe old age for a crocodile hunter. Now, you know who had to be pissed about it were the crocodiles, because he got killed by some fruity fish. And, so you know the crocodiles were like, hey man, that crocodile hunter got killed. Who did it, Frank? Nah, you don't even want to know, man. No, Bill, man, you had a chance. Like the guy go, man, I had a chance. I had that mother. He was Tommy with a stick. I could have eaten him and his kid. I don't feel good about this. You remember I ever tell you that story, Bill? Yeah, only 1,000 times. That's for the kids. All right, Norm MacDonald.
You know, I'm so lazy that I feel like guilty sometimes that other people, you know, have, like, put it to me this way, man. If I got, like, in an accident and was paralyzed from the neck down, it wouldn't really affect my lifestyle. It's about the same, you know? Watching the TV, you know? Lying on the couch. That's why I feel, man, I feel so sad when some guy like that's active, like that Christopher Reeves guy, he's like active, man, and riding horses, and he's Superman, you know? And, you don't get much more active than that. And so for that guy, it's a tragedy, you know? For me, it's a tragedy that I don't get hit by a truck. But for him, it's a tragedy that he falls off a horse and he's all paralyzed from the neck down. And the worst thing about being paralyzed from the neck down is that your cock is down from your neck. That's the bad part about that. Because if they just told you, yeah, your calf is paralyzed. Yeah. All right, fair enough. If they said, hey, bad news, you're paralyzed from just below the cock down. You're like, oh man, that's too bad. That's I was going to use those toes and shit. That's like Christopher Reeves lying in his bed. They're always like, they always got like little thing. Hey, Christopher, we're going to work on your, like, we're going to have, we do a thing now. You can move your neck up a little bit better. He's got to be going, hey, listen, anything on the cock, man, anything at all. If you guys could focus the next couple of years just on the cock, exclusively on the cock, you know? I'm getting used to sitting down, you know? I feel sorry for that guy. Remember when he was a director for a while? Wasn't that odd? He was in that fucking thing, but he was a director? Isn't that crazy? I don't know what the hell that was. He was directing a movie, but from a crazy... How can you do that? I don't even know how you can do that. What if he was one of those real bastard directors, you know? So you call that acting, you fucking motherfucker? What the fuck was that? Ridiculous. He's like, hey, I got something I want to do in the next scene there, Jimmy. How about we kill a fucking horse? Shoot a horse in the head. That might be a good scene.
The iron horse of broadcasting.
It's iron. You don't pronounce it iron.
That's what everybody tells me.
It's the iron horse. Like Lou Gehrig was the iron horse of baseball.
Yes.
The word I-R-O-N is iron. No, iron.
Iron.
Right. Not. It should be iron. That's what makes English the world's toughest language.
Yeah.
You know, right? Sure.
It is the
Because
toughest
language to
me,
learn.
it's the easiest. Yeah.
And
take a look.
it's cast iron.
It's
if I
cast
remember.
iron.
Iron.
Cast iron grilling grates that
Are
are
you kidding when you say iron?
You know what? Don't be like fucking Larry King. That motherfucker, I say iron and he's up my asshole for fucking 4 days.
I heard you had Larry King on here.
Cast
Your
iron.
show is, that's amazing, by the way. No one gets on Larry King. Larry King gets you.
Cast iron grilling grates. Look at that.
Why doesn't that clock work?
Why doesn't that cock work?
That
No,
clock
it's,
works.
my cock works
Oh,
just
this
fine.
clock
Mine-
over here.
Your mind is going somewhere, Norm.
No, I thought that's what you said. I was trying to.
What? No, iron horse.
What do you say? Iron.
Iron. You got it right.
Iron. You know, I'll tell you this, Larry. Say what you want about how huge and fat my head has gotten, but forget it.
Try iron.
But here's what I heard Larry King say one time. This woman had lost her child, for some reason, dead, And then Larry King said, Paul Newman told me you never get over it. Like a psychopath question. That's what I heard Larry King say to a guy once. The guy had lost his child. Oh, no. And Larry King goes, Paul Newman told me you never get over it. It's like some unfeeling psychotic.
I had all my kids on Larry King one time, and I had my little boy Buck. He was about 7 then. I had all.
You mean
all
it was
5
one of those
my
ones where it's a bunch of chairs in there?
Yeah, all 5 of my kids and.
On set?
Yeah, getting interviewed there, and he asked to talk to everybody, and then he looks at my little boy and he goes, "So who's your mom?"
Well, he said he never researched.
He doesn't do any research.
He goes, my kid goes, "Mom."
What is?
We hate the most.
That's the one thing I fear is dying.
Man, that haunts me.
Because the thought of not existing, it's like, you know what the new thing they call it is? Dirt nap.
Good God, Larry.
That's what they call it, a dirt nap.
You would not say that on Hulu?
No, I wouldn't say that, but I'd say it here.
Terry, he's sitting in the chair you were sitting in, and I asked him, what do you think about most of the time now? You don't have a show anymore. He goes, death. It's like, good God. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do a little breezy conversation. And then he's like, I don't believe there's anything afterwards either. Just dirt. You're smothered in it. I'm like, all right, easy. And he looks like he's been already dead 10 years. He looks so much older than he does, doesn't he?
We saw him in Hawaii.
Calm your fears about death?
Yeah, please.
Be
serious. Are you being serious?
I'm being completely serious. Because I used to be, as he knows, obsessed with it. And I would ruminate it all night on it. And then I came to a realization that you and death will never intersect. As long as you're here, death is not. As long as death is there, you are not.
Yeah, but since you know it's coming.
Oh, but you don't want that.
And we were like, Jesus Christ, it's like, I don't know, like a gargoyle. But then the next month or so, remember, I went to do a show, and he looked good. Like, I guess they put makeup on him.
Oh, yeah, they get the people that work over at Madame Tussauds. but then he lights up, of course. It's like those performers that, like Rickles, and then he's on stage, and all of a sudden, so that's the great thing, I guess. You want to go...
But knowledge, I can't take away the knowledge that it's coming. I don't believe I'm going anywhere.
You don't?
Do not believe in a higher power looking down on me. Why a bomber in Boston? Because if there is a God, he's omnipotent.
Yes.
If he's omnipotent, he could prevent it.
Yes.
Why didn't he prevent it?
I don't know, man, but you got to stop hanging out in that hot tub with Bill Maher all the time. It sounds like you got a God-shaped hole in your heart.
What the hell are you talking about?
I know it's time to close my eyes to old ends, open up to new friends, leave my heart in Berlin, where the tables turning, seeking out the new vibe, running streets at midnight, cities never sleeping. I am in Berlin, Berlin.
I've noticed lately, everybody has an opinion. And when I was young, it wasn't that way, People would have maybe, 6 opinions, Sometimes you meet a guy, he'd have 8 opinions. You'd go, God damn, that guy's opinionated. After closing out a successful first season, the WNBA is considering several changes to improve the level of play in the league next year. Among the proposals, extending the playoffs, increasing salaries, bringing back the three-point line, and replacing all the female players with guys. The WNBA officials expanded to 10 teams this week, adding franchises in Detroit and Washington, D.C. But before you get too excited about the new additions to the league, remember, all of the players are still women. They stink at basketball, that's the problem. Other than that, it'd be a good, good game, but they're all horrible, so it makes for a kind of a boring game.
The next time I watch a WNBA game will be the first time I watch a WNBA game. Hey, WNBA, I got an idea that'll sell some tickets. Shirts and skins. Okay, WNBA high scoring, and enter. Oh, Google. Did you mean NBA high scoring? That's terrible. Oh, come on now. All right, let's try a different one. WNBA triple double. And enter. Oh, Google. Look what Google said. Did you mean NBA triple double? Google, that is sexist. I can't believe this. Okay, last try, Google. Let's make it easier. WNBA double double. Enter. Google! Oh, Google. Last week, we searched a few terms like WNBA high scoring. And Google asked, did you mean NBA high scoring? Oh, Google. Hey, but get this. The next day, Google fixed it. They removed all their sexist NBA suggestions. So well done, Google. Hey, I notice every Wednesday evening she goes with her other lady friends and they go down to the YWCA and they play basketball with each other, which is fine nowadays, you know? So then she would eventually come out of the YWCA, all sweaty with her, her ridiculous three-colored ball and everything there, And two 23-year-old women in China this week have set a record, living 12 days in a room with 888 deadly snakes. They now hold a coveted place, in the Guinness Book of World Retard.
What about this joke?
Alex Trebek set a Guinness World Record for most game shows hosted. The previous record holder was Who Gives a
Is that a game show host? Oh, how about this? College freshman Scott Damerow, Larry, set a new world record by using his head to bust 142 eggs, and he now officially holds a place in the Guinness Book of Retards. Oh, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Why are these dirty?
Ready, set.
Now, as an old-timey broadcaster, do you have other old-timey broadcaster friends?
Well, they're dead. And then Mike Wallace was a great friend. I love Mike. He did me on 60 Minutes, and it was really great. They were very laudatory. And he said to me, "We were so good to you, I'm going to kill the next three guys we do." Mike was a grand guy. I said, he had dementia at the end. And That's funny to you. You know, McDonald, I want to tell you.
No, it's a very odd thing to say.
If you're looking to broaden your horizons, I don't think it's wise to laugh
No, because
at
you
someone
just
who
said-
had dementia.
I'm not laughing at that. I'm laughing that you said.
He was
you
the best.
just said.
I loved him.
Mike
It was
Wallace
sad.
was a great guy. He had
He was-
dementia at the end.
He was sad that he had.
You didn't
Why
say
is
it
that
was sad.
funny?
You said it as if that's what made him a great guy, was his raging dementia.
You're not hearing things well.
No. So
You're
how
not
did
hearing
you,
things
So
well.
how did you?
I made a face like it was sad. Not that he was great because of dementia.
No, but how did you know he had dementia?
Well, yeah, okay. I'll tell you how I knew. I went to his apartment in New York. He took my hand and he said, "You came to see me. You came to see, I can't believe that you came to see me." And then 10 minutes later, "You came to see me." And the amazing thing is, Carl Reiner said to me,
Did he hold your hand
I'm
too?
gonna do this. Yeah, he goes like this. "The only problem I have is short-term memory loss. The only problem I have is short-term memory loss."
It must be
There was a joke
especially.
about a guy because it was such a good story. There's a guy who had surgery, and I can't remember the joke.
I
remember
can't
the
either.
punchline.
I can't either. And I did
I
it last
remember
night.
the punchline.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
What was the punchline?
The
Maybe we can
punchline is
reverse engineer this
and
thing.
Monday morning, that man walked out of the hospital.
And
Thursday, he reached the parking lot. So I can't remember back up.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a punchline regardless.
Yeah, it almost works by itself. We got jokes written on cards. Do you want to read them? How's your reading?
I read well.
You read well? Well, read this
Why have you got that?
Huh? Just to, you know.
Oh, just to fill in.
Whenever we have great comedians
What
on
the
the
hell
show.
is that joke now? I can't remember the.
Say the punchline again.
On Thursday, he reached the park.
But Monday he left
And Monday morning.
He left the building.
Monday morning.
He was allowed out of the hospital.
He walked out of the no. What the hell? Was that funny not to remember the joke?
Yeah.
And
Thank God that guy that stole it from you remembers it.
Gee whiz.
Or it'd be lost to history.
I can't remember the setup.
Well, here,
That's
read-
funny when the punch and you forget the setup.
Yeah, that should be.
Monday morning. He was.
Thought you had a stroke for a second.
He was in the hospital.
Yeah, but I remember things from 10 years ago like that.
Yeah.
Don't you could remember things from childhood?
Yes.
I remember the street, walking down the street, remember my friends. You have terrible?
Yeah, terrible.
I had a good memory.
He can remember like when he was a kid, but he can't remember murdering that prostitute last night.
You can go to jail for that. It's a whole new law.
I've been told.
How old was she?
I don't remember.
No.
If you don't remember, you're not going to convict you.
Yeah.
Weekend Update with NORM MACDONALD.
Thank you. I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news.
All right. Norm, I got to ask you, I'm a big fan of SNL. How did you get the Weekend Update gig?
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I think it's for you.
It's for you, yeah. How'd you get the Weekend Update gig? Oh, I got it. I auditioned for it, and then they gave it to me.
What a great story!
Yeah, that's great.
And he said it's pretty good. What a how good was that answer?
Great answer. Love it.
Wasn't it?
It was good.
Well, the great thing about Lauren is you could do anything you wanted. He would tell you wise things, like wisdom or whatever.
He's like a little Buddha guy, right?
Yeah.
Did it ever make sense, or did
Not to me.
You'd always walk away going, "What the fuck?"
To other people it did. Like I remember one time he wanted me. Like this was actually with Weekend Update. They wanted me to do Weekend Update with a lady.
Yeah.
Like two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that sounds like shit. I don't want to that sounds like shit. I'm like, if there's a lady and a dude, like, what are we making fun of local news? What the fuck is that? He's like, no. He's like, you'll be, he had some crazy, he goes like, I think he liked me because I didn't understand what he was talking about all the time. And he goes like, you'll be Fred Astaire and she'll be ginger. You'll, like, you know, give her the sex, a comedy, and she'll give you the sex. And I was like, the dancers? What? You know, I didn't know what he was fucking talking about.
Yeah.
So anyways, I go, I don't want to fucking do it with a lady. Let Franken do it. You know?
Yeah.
So
Franken was going to do it?
Yeah, it was Frank and me or somebody else. So I didn't care that much about it. So because I could just do stand up. But anyways, what happened was funny. Like Steve Martin walked in because he was hosting.
Yeah.
And Lauren, to embarrass me, went, let's see what Steve thinks about it. And Steve Martin doesn't give a fuck about anything. So, but he goes, Norm wants to with the lady, what he thinks, and he does this big long spiel, and Steve Martin's completely uninterested.
Been dragged into something he wanted no part of.
But luckily, he fucking just said out of the blue, he goes, oh, fuck. He goes, I did this award show with some little broad, and they paired me up with her, and she fucked everything up. Like, I guess they stuck him or something. Yeah. So then Lauren goes, oh, there's some support from an unexpected place.
And that's how you got the solo update?
Yeah, Steve Martin, because he was such a hero to Lauren.
You had a bad experience with an award show, and you get to run the solo on the update?
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was a fucking good moment.
But I would have been in big trouble with a lady. But then later they did it with a lady and a dude. Because he kept saying, oh, remember, because I know Saturday Night Live, you know, like all of us, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, remember Jane and Dan? And I was like, that was shit. Like, I remember Jane, you ignorant slut.
Right.
But I also remember all the rest of the fucking shit. Like, he had a hat on and pretended to be from like, they played characters.
Yeah.
And I was not interested in that because Dennis kind of changed it to Dennis Miller
where you do jokes.
Where you do jokes. And you're not doing a parody of a fucking...
Weekend Update with Norm MacDonald.
Thanks, I'm Norm MacDonald, and now the fake news. Well, it is finally official. Murder is legal in the state of California. But you know, it is rather daunting to me. I'm just a guy, you know? What the hell am I? And here I am, you know, I look out, I see President Bill Clinton, you know, I see Secretary of State Madeleine Albright, you know, media mogul Rupert Murdoch, you know, broadcast legend Larry King, you know, pornographer Larry Flint, you know, Dick Morris. The list is starting to drop off a little, folks, but still, you get the idea. It's daunting.
And did you meet anybody, any heroes of yours? You meet any big celebrities?
Yeah, I met Larry Flint. He's not my hero, but he's a guy. He's a famous guy.
Sure, he's famous. He's well known.
Yeah, I enjoy meeting famous guys,
sure.
You know. And he came out, he's in a wheelchair, and he talks like this. He goes, but he was, it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
No,
He was shot. So, anyways, excuse me, I'm sorry, folks. Larry Flint and Dick Morris are giving some sort of hand signals to each other over there. I don't know what the hell that's all about, but it's kind of hard to concentrate. Larry Flint is here tonight. But also present this evening, Madeleine Albright, the Secretary of... He said, because I was in the movie The People Against Larry Flint.
Versus Larry. You were in the movie. The People versus. There was a famous movie, and
yes,
you're in it.
I was in it. I was one of the people that was versusing him.
Okay.
So he said to me, hey, no, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. No, but this is what he said to me, Conan. He goes, when you're in Los Angeles, you know, I told him I was coming to Los Angeles. He goes, when you're in Los Angeles, he goes, look me up. He goes, I'll take care of you.
Whenever people say that, you think, like, that means nothing, but coming from him.
Like, if my Uncle Phil told me that from Minneapolis, I'd think, if he went, hey, I'll take care of you when you come to Minneapolis, that means, like, I'll make you a nice chicken pot pie, you know? But Larry Flint, that means, you know, I'll get you a couple of hot, dirty broads, you know? And then while you're having sex with them, I'll come into my wheelchair. You know? knows what it means.
Okay. Well.
I met Larry Flint because we have a thing here in the United States where you go and talk in front of the president. So you do a stand-up comedy, which is what I do.
To the president?
To the president and a bunch of press people.
When?
It's like a roast.
Yeah. You never heard of that? Never heard television?
Go and do comedy at the president.
Yeah.
He sits down, you go and do some comedy.
Well, not right to him, not just one-on-one. There's a bunch of press people.
The White House Correspondents'
It's called the White House Correspondents'.
When I accepted the honor of performing here tonight, one thought crossed my mind, and that was, please, God, don't let me bomb in front of the president.
Anyway, the point of it is this. Larry Flint was there, right? So afterwards, I went up to Larry Flint, and I'm very uncomfortable around anyone's wheelchair or any sick person.
You're worried about it. You don't know what to say. You don't know if to address it or not.
Yeah, and I'm worried about my own mortality.
You think it's almost infectious?
Yes, I really do believe that they don't tell you how many contagious things there are. So I got close up to him, which you have to do with these fellas, and I said, "Hi, Larry," and he said, "Hi." So I said, "No, of course." I just agreed with him. Anyways, he said to me, he said, "Whenever you're out in California, come on over, I'll take care of you." So I was like, oh. And then I thought about it. I live in rural Canada. Now, my Uncle Basil, if he said, "Hey, anytime you're in the Ottawa Valley, come on over, I'll take care of you," that would mean he would make me a nice mincemeat pie, and Aunt Ida would play on the piano, and it'd be a heck of a thing. But when Larry Flint says, "I'll take care of you," I assume that means I'll be having sex with an odd-looking lady, and then he'll come in.
Of a masturbating, voyeuristic, bewildered Larry Flint is that's conjecture. But I think what is reasonable, Norm, is that him saying, "I'll take care of you," because if it was like a man that ran like a vegetable store, "I'll take care of you," you might think that you're going to get some beets, some juices. I don't think you'd be paying for the pornography. I think a friendship with Larry is a portal to pornography.
Oh, absolutely.
A portal.
I see.
I was in Montreal at that restaurant. Cochon de whatever, petit, something de cochon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
So, like
A pig.
Yeah, the pied de cochon.
Yeah.
Right. They make their own head cheese. And I'm like, really? Why would anyone? I thought that was garbage meat. But no, they're making it right out of the head. You can order a whole pig's head there.
You can?
Eat for two.
Ugh. I was in Cambodia once. I ate a brain. It was brain.
Really?
Yeah, mine was stupid. Now,
Zuckerberg says he's only eating his own meat that he kills now. Have you read that?
With his bare hands.
Yeah.
Zuckerberg?
The kid's a monster.
He tries to do one thing to alter his modern lifestyle every year. And this year he says he's only going to eat meat that he's actually killed. And I was wondering, what are you adhering to lately?
I'm a vegetarian, a strict vegetarian.
No, have you done that?
Well, I eat chicken.
Well, it's not all that.
That's not vegetarian.
I'm not. I said I'm not strict. I eat chicken and
steaks.
Beef. Or ate raw game. Did you ever eat? It's not dead yet.
No, you're
and
over
you
that.
eat it, and as you're eating it, their death throes are making you hungrier.
There's nothing.
That's better than a soybean.
Yeah, you're right.
Which sounds better, that or soybean?
Listen, some of the best meals I've had is that Mongolian thing over at Dahmer's on Wednesday night. Literally, we ate a Mongolian.
Did I tell you I ate a live fish in real life?
No.
Yeah, I was at a sushi restaurant, and the guy's like Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
And so I go, I eat just sashimi, like raw fish.
Mm-hmm.
I don't eat with rice or anything like that.
Yeah.
Am I trying to impress him? So he goes, eat raw, you eat live fish? I go, yeah. Even though I don't. And he goes,
never think he's going to call you on it.
Yeah, and I go, plus it sounds kind of cool. Mm-hmm. And he goes, I get you live fish. I go, thanks, man. Like I was an inside guy, and then he brought out a fish and hit it and knocked it out and put it on a stick. It was live. And that clears out a sushi bar. A lot of people, the girl I was in was barfing in a bathroom, and the only people interested was the guy, the Japanese sociopath guy, and all the Mexican help. They were all like looking like I'd eat it, and so I had to cut it. And then they leave the fish that's on the skeleton that looks like the one Sylvester found on a garbage thing. To move. It's moving and like a dead bobblehead, and you had to put water in its mouth to keep it alive so you could watch it die as you ate. It was a nice meal.
What we really liked was making the audience laugh when they didn't want to.
Please note that the percentages in these pie graphs do not add up to 100% because the math was done by a woman.
And then the audience semi-laughs and semi-boos, and then Norm goes.
For those of you hissing at that joke, it should be noted that that joke was written by a woman. So now you don't know what the hell to do, do you?
Uh-huh. And then they laugh at that, and then he goes,
no, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
I want to give a quick shout out to two people who, in my opinion, are the unsung heroes of the Norm MacDonald story. Two people that meant a lot to Norm and were really there for him in pivotal moments. One is Jim Downey, who, for my money, the best, pound for pound, the best comedy mind that I've ever encountered. Head writer at Saturday Night Live for many years, wrote for David Letterman, just an absolutely brilliant man. I worked for him at Saturday Night Live, and he was the one that really worked with Norm on Update, and for that just incredibly classic period of Weekend Update at Saturday Night Live. So a shout out to Jim Downey, and I'm thinking about him because Norm so loved him and admired him.
we want it to be like a punk segment, sort of like what The Clash was doing in the 70s, where it was just very bare bones and no cuteness.
So it wasn't a studio crowd-pleasing effect. It was never aimed at the studio audience, you know. It was always aimed just directly at me. Just what I knew was funny.
Don didn't want Norm doing Update anymore. You know, I wanted to stop raining, you know. I mean, I didn't take it as any more than that.
They pretended to believe that it was going to be an enormously popular decision for which the public would thank them. And in fact, the unanimity of the TV critics was something to see. I remember Time magazine had a thing about it and even printed up a little postcard to send to NBC to dump on them.
The smartest cat I ever knew at SNL, and a much revered figure there, is joining us for another segment. This is my former producer, longtime writer and contributor, Jim Downey. Jim, I had Norm on the show yesterday. I always thought Norm, from the first second I saw him, was just a flat-out misanthropic genius. I always gave him a wide berth as far as time schedules and that, because I just said, well, I'm going to grab Amadeus and tell him he has to be here to do busy work. You know what I mean? That isn't going to happen. So I think he's a genius. What was it like to work with him on Update?
Well, he is a genius and the most fearless performer. He likes people to laugh at his stuff. He enjoys that, but it's sort of one of like, half a dozen important aspects of what he does. Mm-hmm. So that if he really loves a joke or a bit, he will happily go out there and do it, whatever the response is. And there was if you want to hear a story,
I love me a Norm story.
One time we were in the office doing Update stuff, and there'd been a news item about there was going to be a newspaper for the homeless, and so we were thinking about doing some of that. So we started improvising. It was more of a scene, not something we could do on the segment, but it was like a tough kind of Perry White kind of editor going like, "You, Miller, I want 500 words on going to the bathroom in your pants. You, Immel, give me something. Give me a human interest thing on urine stain mattress. You, was that kind of thing. Yeah. And like a lot of like photos, maybe some, a little human side, what are, pets, that kind of thing. And so nothing came of it, and I sort of forgot we had the conversation. And then the first meeting we have after the summer, Norm comes in and goes, "Hey, Downey, remember that that thing we were talking about there with the remember that thing with the newspaper for the homeless? That thing, the homeless newspaper." And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, well, I was out in L.A. and I was asked to do this benefit, for the coalition to feed the homeless or something, And, and I'm going, no. And he goes, yeah, I did that bit, They hated it. Hated it.
All right, you tell me now. That's the Andy Kaufman part of the joke, or is he actually surprised that they hated it? That's what I can't quite figure with Lord.
I know.
Jimmy calls in here periodically and says that he has bought a puppet and he wants to work material out on the show. And I'll say, well, tell me about the puppet. And it's an old man puppet who's a Holocaust denier. And it's obviously just Norm sitting at home talking as Norm. He makes no pretension to a puppet voice.
I know.
And I think he's Andy. I don't know. I view a lot of Andy Kaufman in there. It's just
he also would like to, one of the things that he would really enjoy just getting into a character, and then you could not get him out of it. Like he liked doing old man stuff,
yes,
like being an old geezer and complaining about aches and pains and stuff like that. And then you go, okay, Norm, now seriously, now we actually have to talk about it. He'd start doing stuff about rheumatism and things like that, and you just had to plead with him to just stop. But he was on his own kind of set of rhythms.
The speed with which he would take his sport coat off at the end of his Letterman impression always I would watch the thing just to watch, because Letterman's so ill at ease with show business, always makes this conscious show of getting rid of the sport coat at the end of the show. And when Norm picked up on that and did that as impression, God, I fell out. Hey, I have to ask you about it, the real Andy Kaufman real quickly. What were you hip to him before he comes in, or what's
well,
that like?
I had not. He had been on a couple of times the first season, and I had missed most of the first season, so I didn't really get to meet him until year 2. But he, there was one time I was flying back from visiting my family in the Midwest, and I arrive at Newark airport, at like midnight because the flight was delayed, and I don't know why, but in those days I guess it was too cheap or something, but I decided to take the bus into the Port Authority, and I get on the bus, and there's a solitary figure in the back in a brown hoodie, and it was Andy Kaufman. So we went back to that was where we sort of bonded on that bus trip from Newark Airport. So he used to come by the office and ask if anyone wanted to go see kung fu movies in Times Square. That was when Times Square had virtually nothing but kung fu movies.
Right.
And so I went a couple times with Mr. Kaufman, and he was like just a fascinating person to be around. He quite he loved those movies and could discuss them like a completely normal person. But when he wanted to get into his thing, he was as unshakable as Norm,
Yeah. Folks, I know that SNL over the last 35 years has become the cultural place where young people hang their hat. And if it does you any good in a world where people seem to get misappropriated power or misappropriated wealth, to know that the finest man I ever met there was right at the center of it for over 3 decades should do all our hearts well. Jimbo, I love you.
Love you right back.
All right. We'll talk at you down the road. That is the great Jim.
Feelings going up and down, picking up the pieces that you left behind, hitting a new type of flow, breathing in the smoke and clearing up my mind. The thoughts of you, I never knew what the hell you got me into.
I do. I think that men are much more interested as generally speaking, in comedy, and it's the norm is more guys trying to make girls laugh than the reverse, right? So I mean, I think that's why men tend to predominate in comedy. But there's always plenty of openings for.
Who's a great woman writer? Name 5 great women writers on Saturday Night Live.
I would say right now we have Paula Pell, who's great. We have.
Hey, you want to take a call from Joel?
Wait a minute.
In Kansas
You're not letting
City? No, I don't want to embarrass you. You're having trouble getting past one.
I'm not. Norm, you cut me off when I was naming my favorite women writers. I didn't get to say Emily Spivey, who's there right now, who's a genius.
You're just naming people that are
Pam
on the
Norris. No, Pam Norris was a writer like 20 years ago.
Okay, keep going. That's 3. Okay, go.
Rosie Schuster.
Yeah.
I'm just
That's 4.
Tina Fey is a great writer, but I think of her now as a performer. But she's a very good writer.
Well, that's 5.
That's
you did
5.
it, Jim. You did it. You did it.
Oh, I could go on and on.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's do 10 then.
Let's because then I'm just going to piss off people I don't name.
All right, Jim. We'll
care what I
take a
think.
break and we'll let you collect your thoughts. Who is the funniest guy ever on Saturday Night Live?
Man, I prefer to say that there's like a group of like 10 people who it's hard to find because it's
Is it Paula Pell or?
Well, she's not a performer on the show, but
No, but I mean just in the room. No.
You mean the fun? Well, I always thought that Norm, you were one of the funniest people I've ever met in my life. Certainly,
No,
I can't think of. Like
Bill
like
Murray?
someone like David Spade is hilarious.
He's unbelievably funny, but I meant, yeah, he's probably the funniest guy in real life. But I'm saying as a sketch performer.
As a sketch performer, I mean, the list would, and I don't know how to pick from among it, but it would have to include Aykroyd, Bill Murray, Eddie Murphy, Dana Carvey, Will Ferrell. I think there's
So you
a
didn't
lot
like Belushi then?
Well, I don't know that I wouldn't put John at the first tier. That's all I'm saying. I'd put him like second team.
Because just like
Because
one
otherwise this first team's going to have way too many guys, and they won't get playing time, and they'll be unhappy.
That's interesting. You didn't mention a woman.
Oh, I thought you said the funniest guys. I was going to say the women next.
I said the funniest performers.
Okay, well, see, I hate women. You got it out of me. Still, I think that also I'd say the women we have now. I mean, I don't know how you'd pick among Maya Rudolph and Amy Poehler and Kristen Wiig. I mean,
I think you'd choose Gilda Radner, wouldn't you?
Well, I love Gilda Radner, and I think she was really funny. Okay, she's on the first team. She made the first team.
Sweet, Jim.
But and then I better think of the ones I knew. Well, Jan Hooks was great.
Yeah. Okay, we know you like girls.
Judge Lance Ito this week barred all potential jurors from reading Faye Resnick's controversial new book, Nicole Brown Simpson, Diary of a Life Interrupted. The judge also barred them from reading Faye Resnick's other new book entitled Judge Lance Ito is a Big Fruit. And now it's time for Weekend Update's movie reviews. This week I saw Interview with the Vampire. And here's my review. Not gay enough. This week, a court banned gays from marching in Boston's St. Patrick's Day parade, but they will still allow them to be beaten up by drunken Irish guys. I'm afraid to know what you're applauding at there. Okay. Meanwhile, Elton John continues to deny rumors that he is engaged to his tennis racket. Well, if I can be allowed a personal opinion, I think Harrison Ford's new mustache works. And by works, I mean looks really gay. In overseas news, an attempt to lift the ban on gays serving in the British Armed Forces has been defeated in Parliament. This raises a difficult legal question. How do you exactly tell if a British guy is gay? In an interview in this month's Vanity Fair, actor Tom Cruise attempts to end once and for all rumors that he is gay. Meanwhile, the U.S. Army is dealing with a scandal of its own as dozens of female recruits have charged drill instructors with sexual harassment, intimidation, and even sexual assault. Analysts are calling it the best argument yet for gays in the military. Jonathan Schmitz, the Jenny Jones guest who killed his secret gay admirer because of his fear and hatred of homosexuality, has been sentenced to 25 years in prison. Well, I guess that plan backfired, huh? And it's been reported that Keanu Reeves is engaged to actress Amanda Decadina. Asked to comment, Keanu said, "What? I thought I was gay. I'd always heard I was gay. Beginning in March, DC Comics will change Superman's traditional red and blue costume to a new form-fitting bodysuit. The problem with the old costume? Not gay enough. What the hell's going on in the country? That's not Superman. All right. TriStar's Picture is planning a film about the 70s disco act, The Village People. While the movie will be coming out next summer, it plans to wait until Thanksgiving to come out to its parents. The artist formerly known as Prince says he now wants to be known as simply the artist. Meanwhile, I will continue to refer to him as simply the fruit. In other music news, several major acts are on tour this month, including the Counting Crows, Metallica, and the Fruit. A study on weight loss revealed this week that women who participate in a weekly diet program lost 50% more weight, snacked less, and bought more fruits and vegetables than women in general, which just goes to prove my new theory: Richard Simmons is gay. Our top story tonight. This week, after months of speculation, sitcom star Ellen DeGeneres finally admitted that yes, she is gay. Inspired by her courage, today, diet guru Richard Simmons admitted that he is really, 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 really gay.
I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go, go, go. I'm scared of letting go of everything, and I'm scared of letting go.
Well, according to a new Entertainment Weekly poll, 72% of their readers say they would not be offended if a TV show lead character were gay. Though that figure shrinks to 1% when these same readers are reminded that being gay can involve anal sex.
One that makes me laugh every single time. And well, I mean, I'll tell you the joke, I'll tell you in a second, but I also love the phone call that is 100% real. I almost left in the editing because as soon as we finished it, I was in the room with them. He did it completely alone, but I was in the room in there. And as soon as we finished, I said, "Who called?" And it had been his brother, Leslie.
Yellow is the best color, but I don't know if you call that an opinion. It's just a, oh, hold on, it's my phone. Hello? I gotta phone you back on account I'm doing a special on the TV, comedy special. So I'll call you back, okay? Okay.
So I almost left that. Oh my, I just froze there, but I almost left that. I almost left that in just so people knew that that phone call was real. But anything Norm does is real, so it's not even a question whether that was a fake call or not. It was real. And then of course with the dog barking, I like that in there too.
Like I flew in from Vegas, I remember one time, and there was some turbulence, and I was like, I'm eating that fucker in 14 years.
But Hail the Sluts makes me laugh every time. You know, for she's a jolly good slut. So anyway, that's my joke that makes me laugh every time.
And you know what I was way ahead on? Slut shaming. I was always against that. I remember telling the fellas in high school, I go, guys, I think we're making a big mistake by shaming the sluts. You see, here's what is my concern. I feel if we shame them too much, they might stop becoming sluts, you know? And further ladies might not want to be sluts either. I have a different idea. Other than shaming the sluts, it's a bold idea. I say we take the sluts and we put them on our shoulders and we go, oh, hail the slut. Oh, for she's a jolly good slut, that kind of thing, you know? So I was way ahead of it, man, way ahead of it.
I just wanna live my life. I wanna kiss you. I wanna kiss you. You told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back. My life without.
His mom, he mentions in it that he had a place for her nearby. He did. She's in Canada, so she would spend winters in Los Angeles, and he got her a place nearby him. And so he really did have, I know, of course, it's a joke. There's a punchline there, but the reflection on his mom is real. Yeah.
I'm impressed with clean comics.
Me too. Way more impressed than anyone that's superior as a dirty. It seems like a crush a lot of times.
I like dirty ones too. I like.
It's a real meeting of the mind.
I swam not naked, but in underpants with Roseanne in Hawaii. We got shit-faced at the best bar
That's great.
in Honolulu,
Was she
Arnold's
fat then?
Tiki Bar.
She's never been
Asked
that
for
fat.
Dawn as the bartender at Arnold's Tiki Bar. Me and Roseanne got fucked up. We walked to the beach.
Right.
We just shredded down to our underwear.
Did you make a move?
No,
Yeah, of
but
course
I'm
not.
fucking in love with that woman.
She's
She
she's
is
cool as hell.
So fucking
I've
funny.
met her before. She's cool as hell.
Yes.
And her and Norm MacDonald were friends because he wrote on her show. And Norm was like, Norm goes, hey, what are you going to, and she's like, eh. And after 10 minutes, I was listening to them talk. And after like about 10 minutes, it became this noise. Just a solid bar.
I can hear it.
But Roseanne is so funny. She's like naturally funny.
You said you'd rather play Frogger than have sex.
Oh yeah, well you have to know Frogger, you know, it's a game. It's an arcade game where a little frog has to go across the river.
Yeah.
And they have like little logs that he has to, and sometimes the log's a crocodile and tries to eat him.
You're like totally into that?
Yeah, I like a lot of things better than sex. I don't care for sex that much.
See, that's the thing with me too, because I'm totally bored. I don't have any. What's the matter?
Yeah. It hasn't like gotten better over the centuries, you know? It's always the same thing. It's very, like I had sex when I was a young man, and then I had it for a while, and then I realized it's kind of always the same thing, you know? There's only a few things you can do. You can go like this and then over, you know what I mean? You go, I'll do this for a while and then...
Do you think that we're being drugged by the government to lose interest in sex?
Oh, no, I just think it's a thing that, like, you know, when people go, hey, you know, that guy's he's good in bed, you know? And to me, like, how hard is it, you know? It's not like if you're good in badminton or something, you know, that's a hard thing, badminton, and Frogger, you know? But sex, you can figure it out in like 10 minutes, you know?
Yeah, and like goats do it and stuff. You know, like goats and pigs and stuff all do it, so
Right.
how special can it be?
Exactly. Show me a goat that can get past the third level of Frogger.
That's right, Norm. That's right.
The writers write it, and then you say it, so then if it's not funny, the audience hates you, you know?
Right, that's exactly why you have to be so mean to writers.
Right. Like the
But
audience
they go
is,
like this.
the audience is going to watch the Roseanne show and go, oh, that dirty Bruce Rasmussen, he's not funny at all. Right?
They don't get that. Yeah, the writers don't get that it's your ass out there. They go like, no, it is funny. I'd be like, I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I wrote it and I say it's funny. Well, then you go out there and say it. They want they kind of want a robot that'll just say anything.
Yeah, but they're good people, the writers, you know. I have to go back and talk to them after the show.
Yeah, remember when I used to make y'all wear numbers?
Yeah. Yeah, Roseanne made us all wear numbers on our shirts so she wouldn't have to speak to us as human beings. So, you know, she'd say, hey, just number 9. And actually, we have some writers on this show that worked at Roseanne, your show.
Yeah, so.
We have 3 and 8.
Are they any good? I remember those guys. Are they any good now?
Oh, yeah, they're great. They're great.
So.
Yeah.
I know that the guy that used to write the, what do you call it, in Hustler magazine.
What?
He used to write the jokes, the captions under the comics in Hustler magazine.
Where is he?
He's the one that created your show.
He is?
He's the most talented. Yeah, he's the most talented of all of them. He also did Drew Carey. He's the most talented number I ever had on that show.
Yeah.
And I wish him the best.
Yeah,
and
he's Bruce Halford. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, he started out at Hustler magazine.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Those things were hysterical. He never told me that. You mean like the really dirty cartoons with the blood and everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they have those captions. They were funny.
Yeah, they're hilarious.
That one time I had a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
Because they told me I should go see a psychiatrist. I didn't want to go see one or anything like that. But so I go to see this dude, the psychiatrist, and I'm talking to the guy, and I couldn't think of any problems or anything that I had. You know, I was just like, guy I'm working with is kind of a troublemaker, you know, and the boss is always... So I'm just like, I had nothing to say, and the guy's like sitting there, you know. So then I go to the guy twice, right? And then I'm reading the paper. The guy kills himself.
Really?
Yeah, he killed himself. And then I was reading his horrible life, like he was on all these drugs, and he was one of those guys that like to hang themselves there to have sex, and all this weird stuff. Anyway.
Oh, my God!
Yeah. And then I just kept thinking, good God, like the last week of his life, he was listening to my boring problems, you know? He's all troubled, and I'm going, anyways, the guy, you know, I don't think he respects me, my boss, you know?
That's kind of, did like that, how deeply did that frighten you? When you read it in the paper that he killed himself.
Yeah, I don't like hearing about guys killing themselves.
That's really scary, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially a psychiatrist, you figure they got it all going on in their head, right?
Yeah. And then, like, when you find out they're crazier than you.
Yeah. I don't like that. Because I don't like those psychiatrists, too. I'm always afraid, like, that, you know, they get you under their spell there.
Yeah,
and then,
they do.
And then you don't have anybody else. You only trust the guy.
Yeah.
And then, of course, first thing he does has sex with you.
That's right. Yeah, the first, it's like a cult. It's a horrifying cult, I think.
Same with hypnotists. Like, I always think if a hypnotist is going to hypnotize you,
yeah,
he should say right before, I promise I will not have sex with you, you know, while you're under. Because, you know, I want to give up smoking, but at the same time... I brought some pizza.
Oh, boy. Oh, I love this pizza.
Yeah, pizza.
Very pizza. Oh, my God, look.
It's kosher pizza.
It's so good, too.
Because you're Jewish.
That's right. I just want to be able to eat pepperoni that's made out of veal or something. I love that.
You'll go to hell.
What, if I eat pepperoni with pork?
Yeah, because you're Jewish.
Will that make me go to hell?
Yeah, isn't that the whole idea?
Go to hell?
No, I'm Christian. I can eat any kind of pizza and not go to hell.
For eating it either.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't go to hell.
Well, they don't specifically mention pizza in the Old Testament, but it's
But they do mention pepperoni.
Yeah. This pizza
but
here.
But it doesn't say you'll go to hell. It just says, you never know where, you know.
You might want to avoid this piece. Actually has hooves on it. You want to eat that? And I said, listen, man, because I kept hearing these things about how old people always have sex.
Yeah.
So I said to my grandmother, grandfather, you still have sex with my grandmother? He was like, good Lord, no. And then he was explaining it to me. He was like, because in his own head, he thinks he's like a young dude.
Yeah.
You know? And so he says, like, when you get old, it's not like all of a sudden your taste change where you go, hey, that wrinkly old lady looks good.
He told you that?
Yeah.
Wow. He said that people still look good when they're in their 20s to like real old guys?
Yeah, yeah. Because he said whenever he looked in the mirror, he was always shocked because he thought he was like a doughboy back in the First World War. You know, he thought he was a handsome dude, and even if he did know he was ugly, he still was not attracted to the old bags.
J.K. Rowling is a Christian, and J.K. Rowling famously said that if you're familiar with the scriptures, you could easily guess the ending of her book.
Huh?
Here's some Xanax.
Really? How many should I take?
Well, they get you very
One?
sleepy.
I better take only a half.
Oh, right now, just take a half.
Okay.
We'll be back with Roseanne after the Xanax kicks in. Questions from the Twitterverse, which I'm now realizing all suck.
Twitter kind of sucks anymore.
Yeah.
The
Tell them your most famous joke that people say you're too masculine.
Oh, that one. Well, that was my killer joke.
Yeah.
That's my ender, closer. People say, you're not very feminine. I say, suck my dick. That's my closer. Can't you be meaner?
Did they tell you not to be as mean?
No, they tell you to be meaner.
Well, early though, you told that guy to fuck off and stuff.
Well, he was a fucking dick, and he needed to be told. He's like, he kept on like getting in my face, like as if,
No respect.
No, but I'm so used to that working around Hollywood people. But this one was like, you're not gonna come on my show and pull that shit.
Yeah.
Motherfucker. So anyway.
Hey, you want to do some jokes,
On the
Rosanna?
baseball.
I have jokes.
Okay.
Well, I think we have to take a.
No, we're not going to take a
before-
break.
Oh, okay.
Fuck the break.
No, we're going to just do jokes.
Sounds good.
And who better than Roseanne?
Well,
I can't think of anyone.
I can't remember. A study has found that men are just as likely as women to spread gossip. At least that's what I heard Rick tell Brad, who, by the way, has a crush on Patty.
Oh, does she? Hey, what about this? Kim and Kanye celebrated their baby Northwest's his name's Northwest, his 1-year birthday by throwing a big party. What's that?
It's a her.
Oh, it's a girl. Yeah, Northwest, of course. I should have known by the name.
North, yeah.
Anyway, she had her 1-year birthday, and they threw a big party with jugglers, a bouncy house, and a Ferris wheel. The bad news is that Northwest is a baby, so it doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Here's one. It's about your friend.
Hey, you're not going to believe this, but Bill Maher is giving away the solution to all our problems for free. He is, isn't he?
Yeah. Remember when he had the jokes about Ewell Gibbons? You know, he'd always he'd always pick one guy. Yeah, eating cardboard. And I didn't even know who he was when I was a kid, but I just laughed.
I still don't know. Who's Ewell Gibbons?
He was I think he did Grape Nut Cereals commercial. I love now I have to explain to this fucking guy.
It was like about roughage.
Yeah.
And organic roughage.
Got it.
Kind of guy.
So I didn't even know Grape Nuts had a. That's fine. I didn't know they had a commercial.
Shut up.
Gosh, no.
For 1 fucking minute, trying to talk to a legend of comedy, you're talking
I'm
about.
sorry.
Thank you very much for being.
That was fun.
Can I kiss you?
Of course.
Oh.
Oh.
Sweet. Oh.
Sweet. I'm glad I had a cert.
Everybody asked me on this show, when are you going to get a woman? I said, I'm not going to get a woman before I get Roseanne. I'll fucking tell you that.
We haven't heard from Nick Swartzen.
Yes,
Yeah,
Nick.
what about Nick?
Nick, what you got? How are you enjoying the tour?
My favorite, going back to that text thread, and it was the last show at Mohegan Sun, and we were exhausted, and so we all slept in. And I woke up at 11 a.m., and Norm had texted everybody at 8 a.m. He goes, it was. And he go, hey, anybody want to get breakfast? And we were all asleep. We were tired. And we all woke up at like 11, and then I texted everybody. I'm like, hey, does anybody want to get breakfast? People were like, yeah, let's go eat. And then Norm got mad at me for like 2 days. He was like, I had the idea for breakfast. He goes, you took my idea for breakfast. I thought of that 6 a.m. I thought of that first.
That's my idea. Breakfast is from my act.
These showbiz folks get up. These showbiz folks get up late.
Yeah, all right.
I get up early. I get up so early, I wake up the rooster.
Okay.
I'll tell you, I have so many Norm stories, but this is one of my favorites. And I was on tour, me, Sandler, Spade, Rob Schneider, and Norm was kind of like the wild card. He would pop in for certain dates. So we're, I believe Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, and we're backstage. Everyone's in Sandler's green room talking, shooting the shit. And me and Norm are in the hallway hanging out. And I don't know why I did this. This long hallway, and this guy walks in. Way down the hallway, he walks in the door. And I'm like looking, and we're always kind of suspicious about people that come backstage. And I go, I think that guy's a gun. And Norm goes, what? And I go, I think that guy's a fucking gun, dude. And he's like, oh my God. And he runs into Sandler's room and he goes, there's a gun. There's a man with a gun. And I was like, no, there's not. No, I'm joking. There's not. And he goes, no, next to there's a guy with a gun. And Sandler goes, what the fuck? There's a guy with a fucking gun? And Spade's like, oh no, what the fuck? What's going on? And I'm like, no, there's no gun. There's no gun. I was making like a joke just for Norm. And Norm's like, what? How's that a joke? And I'm like, I don't know. And Sandler was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Spade's like, yeah, real cool, man. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to my room. And Norm's like, yeah, I thought there was a gun. I'm sorry, Nick said it. And I'm like, good Lord.
Real buzzkill.
And the guy walked past, it was a security guard. But yeah.
So he really did have a gun.
He didn't have a gun, but he just looked like somebody that would have a gun. Do you remember the time you called me up one day? You go, hey, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm watching baseball. And you're like, can you pick me up? And I was like, I
don't drive.
I go, I'm already at the bar. I already had a couple of drinks. I want to drink and drive. I'm like, it's not far from you. I'm like, you want to just take a cab? And you're like, yeah, all right, I'll meet you in a couple minutes. So I'm like, okay. So I wait. I watch a full game. I watch another full game. I watch half of another game. It's 8 o'clock at night. And I'm like fucking hammered. I leave the bar. Norm's walking into the bar. It was noon when he called me. It was 8:30 at night. And he goes,
I know.
Where are you going? And I'm like, I'm fucking hammered. I'm going home. He's like, I just got here. And I'm like, I know. You're 8 hours late. Like, well, have a fucking beer. Right? Being weird. I'm like, I'm not. I want to go. I can't walk or see.
It takes me a long time to get stuff.
We hate the most.
Remember the last time that you had seen him?
I hadn't seen him for a while, but the last time I saw him was at a bar by our place, and he would watch. He was a big gambler, but the last time I talked to him, when I was quarantined in Minnesota, he would I'd text him and I go, "Hey, what's up, dude?" And he goes, "What? Who's this?" And he would do this all the time. I go, "It's fucking Nick, dude." He goes, Nicky, what are you doing? And I'm like, nothing, I'm quarantined. And he goes, you didn't stand up? And I'm like, no, the fuck? No one's doing stand up. And he goes, what's your plan? And I go, I don't know, I'm going to kick it here, and then I think I'm going to go to Key West. And I go, I might just retire, though, and just move to Reno and just get like a residency, and then I'll just live in Reno. And just work there, just be like an old comic.
Yeah.
And he goes, the sort of God, he goes, that's a good idea. And I go, yeah, I don't know, whatever. He goes, maybe I'll join you. We'll both headline Reno. And I go, dude, Reno's fucking a mess. I go, no, I don't want to do that. So I go to Key West. A month later, he calls me. He goes, hey, what are you doing? And I go, I don't know. I'm in Key West. What's up with you? And he goes, when are you going to Reno? And I go, dude, that was a joke. I'm not moving to fucking Reno and retiring as like a comic. And he goes, fuck. I thought it was a good idea. And I'm like, no. And so that's the last time I talked to him. And then his his closest friend, Lori Joe, I hit her up after Norman passed, and I was like, hey, are you doing okay? And she goes, one of the last things before Norm died, one of the last things he talked about was moving to Reno with you.
No.
Yeah, and I go, are you serious? She goes, yeah, he was like, he really wanted to do that. And I was like, oh, and then that made me cry again. And yeah, it was just, that was Norm. It was just really, it was awful.
Damn.
So you thought about me in that way, and I thought about you. So the way I see it, we have two choices now. We can either go in the bedroom there, knock one out, and settle this once and for all. Or we can just pretend this never happened and, you know, play Scrabble or something.
Day, nobody's gonna change, you won't ever leave. On my mind again, I'm still not tired of it. Can make you want me, and I might act okay, say things will stay the same, say them all I
Oh. Diddly dee 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 diddly dee 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 diddly dee. Scrabble, excellent. All right.